It's just in it there.
Right. That's going to be a problem if it's consistent as well.
Yeah.
Cook,
maybe we could try Sean's spawn.
Sorry.
We could try Sean's spawn as well.
What's
the
issue?
It might just be my phone.
Sarah
Sarah's
is consistently cutting off and freezing. She can barely keep track of what's going on.
Is that any better?
I don't know. It might
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's working way better.
Yeah, it's already. It might just be my phone, guys.
Thing one.
We're gonna need to play a session on so we can keep your phone charged.
I don't know.
You need to find auto rotate on.
Do I hear birds chirping?
Everyone has auto rotate. Where is it?
Good.
Oh my god, you might not have auto rotate.
Sean doesn't have auto rotate?
It's not on the main screen. You might not have it thingied. Hang on.
I guess the question is can everyone hear your DM all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right then. That's a good point. But we need everyone to be able to consistently hear us. All right.
Hello.
Oh, while we're trying to figure out some technical issues, might as well introduce her because I don't think Dora and Liv have ever met. Dora, this is Liv.
Hi.
Liv,
Hello.
this is Dora. Dora's going to be quiet a lot through the session. Her throat is quite...
Oh, God.
She sounds like Phoebe when she's got a cold.
Brightness up a bit as well.
Yeah, you do. I think you do.
Oh yeah, this is already loads better, guys. Actually.
Is it working better now?
Much better. It's just my phone that's the issue. Sorry, guys.
Have you swapped over to Sean's phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you, Sarah, Google Pixel, FMR.
Oh, I know. I need to get rid of it as soon as. But my contract doesn't run out until next year.
Look, we cut this out of recording, yeah? We're not having that.
Yeah, sure. I'll cut that out.
I'm not bad.
In case we get.
It's no
I
problem.
know. Oh my god, guys! Google Pixel, best phone ever.
I didn't badmouth the brand. What?
Gotta get that bank. Well, is this everyone? Yeah.
I believe so.
Everyone.
No, we're missing the magical tooth fairy.
Oh yeah, that's all. No.
What?
No, they were never part of it.
Who's the magical tooth fairy? Sean's got a book.
Yeah. I have a book. I don't have my book, but I have a book.
I've got cards everywhere.
I've never played my class before, so I'm gonna have my book.
Neither have I. Neither have I, Liv.
Yes.
I played Baldur's Gate.
Oh, Emma, I've still got mine. I found it.
Yes. I think there's a few of us now with these.
A tricky one.
Yeah.
I've got
little dice share.
I've got wooden dice. Mm.
Wooden? Oh.
Got Sean's
Yeah,
dice.
it's the. Do you know the God of War Ragnarok game? So they're from there. From that.
I'll put my glasses on because I can't actually see.
Fucking Stella game.
No, let's do it. Well, look.
I'm grabbing my tea.
I didn't land properly. It didn't land properly. Okay. Now you have to do a roll. Okay.
That's not.
Yeah, does it...
Heart.
Oh.
Heart.
Aww.
Are we having a heart?
No, there you go.
Yay.
Can everyone hear birds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's slightly annoying.
Nice. Tough luck. It's the outside world. You live near nature. Topic. Before we'll start, we'll just go through some general kind of quick stuff. Just so everyone's aware. cooking or is you? I love what Cook's got for his. He's got like a blurred out background whenever he's there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see if he does the switchy camera thing. Like, huge dramatic effect now over here.
Where are you, Emma?
Deans,
Oh,
I've got you linked up against my my DMs.
We've got you propped up against the TV, so
Oh yeah.
I'm using my little holder thing, so you know.
I have a big desk.
well, that must be nice, Coke.
I know.
It's what's under his desk. We all want to find out.
It's you, Ryan.
I
I
don't
wish.
know what's underneath it.
It's obviously Ryan. God, who else would it? What else? Who else would it be?
Well,
Or is it
no,
Sean? Is this just fake Sean?
I don't want to know what's under anyone's desk. That's all right.
I could show you.
Maybe Sarah's.
Sounds wrong. Don't say that ever again. Please no.
No one let Cook show anyone what's under his desk.
Oh no.
massive.
Don't even say it,
Are we
Sean.
calling this the Kiln or something, Emma? Because I'm just writing like a title.
You can either call it Grim or
Grim.
the Kiln. It's entirely up to you guys. I've named it Grim.
Okay.
If you want to give it kind of like a title. Has everyone got a book?
No.
Serious. Has everyone got a book?
I've got a book.
I just look others got a book. That's made my day. Sean, have you got a pen and go with your book?
What date is it in your world right now?
We'll be starting that in just a second. It'll start off with the date. So you might
Yeah, what?
a little introduction. So just so everyone knows, there'll be a little introduction, which I'll turn down my fucking birds for. Well, you gotta click this if you don't. Thank you, honey. He's gotta have a cup of tea during D&D. I'll go through a little intro and just kind of like a quick general thing for everyone is the beginning of everyone's sections has a little bit. You all have your own little intro. So bear with me a bit while I bring it forth with you. Kind of go through everyone. Just a little way to start this this session, this chapter. Cook, what were you saying there? I don't know, you were mouthing something.
Nah,
I
I
wouldn't even let
wasn't
follow
saying anything at all.
We don't.
I guess some little things to kind of go through this one is this one's a lot harder than all my other ones. A lot trickier. The rules will not the rules themselves will be a bit tougher, but I'll be a little bit harsher as a DM. If you will try and not talk over each other as much as we can. If there is something you feel like you really want to say, Ryan's brilliant at it. Just put your hand up. We'll kind of point it out. If I've accidentally missed someone putting their hand up, don't be afraid to tell me. Emma, Ryan's got his hand up, or Sarah's got her hand up, or something like that.
Ryan's hand up.
I love you, team.
Oh, love you too.
You're so gay. I'm joking. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to kind of go through before we start. Bear with poor Dora at night. She's got such a bad throat. I made her roll dice before and called out each number. It was not fun for a bless her. But she tried really hard. So Dora, when it comes to yours bit, Dora's gonna type to me personally things that she would like to do. So we're just gonna say at the moment, if there's anything in particular, I'll speak on behalf for her if she wants to say anything in particular. Just for now. So Dara, I've got Messenger up next to me. So if you need me, keyboard at hand, I'm ready for a reply.
Pull your pants up, Sean.
Yeah, Sean, but please pull your pants up. But yeah, if you're having any issues during hearing, sound, or just anything like that, let us know, or don't be afraid to be like, you've gone, where have you gone? I don't know. Instantly, we'll probably have less technical issues with my side because I'm at Dean's, which means that internet is actually decent here, unlike at home with mine. Quite naff. So no, it should be pretty good. So everyone, I'll do a quick little introduction just to read up so you have some basic information as to kind of what we're starting with. Name it whatever you want as the title, but the year is 302 AB. AB known for after the burning. And it has been 300 years of man.
Could you just repeat the date of the year? Sorry, Emma.
302. 302.
Thank you.
302.
So it is the year 302 AB, also known as 3 Ages of Man, after the burning. The burning, a dark event that was written to have wiped out a prior version of this world. Some elements of the old world still remain, coming in forth of the great deep woods and the mountain of old. Man may be new, but this land once flourished with the aura of the great Auroran elves. Only few now remain, separating into subspecies, either lost, losing themselves, or losing to man themselves. The Kiln, over the years, has divided itself into differing kingdoms of contrasting powers. Forming out of ruling crowned kings at the time, we have 6 that came to be. Allsfeld, also known as the Land of Prophecy. Maraburg, now known as the Land of Ash. Steiner U, known as the Land of the Demonic. Saberberg, the Land of Torment. Castle, where our setting takes place, is the Land of Grain, biggest farming land out of all of them. This is mainly because it is probably one of the most untainted of the lands.
I can't write all this. But
Don't worry, Sean, it's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to remember all this. This is stuff that you learn as you. Shut up, Cook.
What did he say?
Don't know. And the lastly, Hamelin, the Land of the Forgiving. Each land houses its own secrets, triumphs, and failings. Some knowledge lost. Others echoed like a sound that's never forgotten by the wind flowing from ear to ear. Wherever you find yourself, remember one thing I tell you. Not all stories are forged in glittering gold. Some are forged with the fires. However, in darkness, may you find the light. It is a foggy morning. And we're going to start with Ryan. Gabrielle. Your sleep was ratty. The wooden frames of your bed weakened with each passing night. Eventually you will need a new one, but where you will muster up the coin to do so you do not know. Your eyes begin to open. As the blurriness fades away, you begin to focus in on that annoying crack on the roof that just seems to have gotten wider. Rainfall drips in more furiously now. That bucket underneath will soon not be enough, especially with the colder seasons coming. The autumn period hits you. As you remember, it is now September 2nd. It's eerily quiet this morning. Something about it odd. You're normally disturbed by now. It is the call of the cockerel of the Thistlewoods coop next door, usually, or the pressing urges of your mother with early chores. Where is she? It is daylight. Maybe she has gone to go see Mr. Holt. Another thing pops into your mind. You've not been disturbed by the small friend you have picked up by the fence last week. You must still be asleep. You now have a couple of things to do this morning. You've got your thread count to work on. Help your mother move the tapestries down to the Thistlewoods. Collect some firewood for the upcoming frosty periods. And a few other things for Quiggle and the butchers. He is rather grumpy yesterday. The wolf dominates the outer regions, and as it comes closer and further to its course, it'll be harder to get meat into the village. This means maybe travelling to the stewards or heading elsewhere. The day is upon you, though. You wake up. What do you do?
I would like to find. I would like to see if I could find my companion that I've been with for a little while.
Yeah. You can either make a perception check or an investigation check. Depends how much you want to rummage around and where you kind of want to go.
I'll make a quick perception check.
Just a quick look around. So make a
Yep.
reroll.
I'll just go add up. Plus 5, 15, 16, 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't take you long to realize you don't particularly have too much in this room to actually hide with. All the places, the cracks and little bits that you know he could fit into, that are empty. You do realize at one point, it takes you quite a quick second, you're like, the door. I left it open. As you realize, and you go up towards it, looking around, I'll keep keeping the 18 going all the way through this tiny little cottage house shack. It's barely, you have your own room, but it's more like a back room, little garage pop bit where you just a wooden square with like a bed in it and some like chests. You don't have much. Your mother tends to spend most of her time like in the main area. It goes from literally, there is the stonework in the floor where you keep the fire pot in the middle. She keeps a tapestry in the wall built into the side, and then literally some storage and a small kind of like couple of chairs and table, and that's about it. Looking around quickly, you don't see him.
Okay.
It begins to worry you a little bit, but at the same time, you only had him for a week. You don't even know what he is.
Right.
What do you want to do?
Where are you gone, Try? I found you the other day. I don't know where you're gone.
You spend some time looking around, and just nothing appears. You do notice, however, taking a quick glance out, there's off in the distance, you can see a couple of people are already out. The sun, there's no sun. It's grey, misty, and kind of like a thick, damp day. You can tell it's been raining all night, but it's not like it's not
Okay.
too wet.
I want to get my stuff together, like my satchel, my warhammer, my shield on my back, and I begin heading like out. See if he's gone out. If I can do that.
Whereabouts out would you like? So,
just have we got like a front porch, like a gate garden or anything? I know we haven't got a garden, but like.
No, it's more like it goes to cobblestone quite quickly and then turns into mud. So it's all just mud paths coming in.
I'll go see if he's bathing himself in the mud or something stupid, you know.
You go looking around, keeping your 18. I'll say you spend a good time. Say you spend maybe a good half an hour, 40 minutes of your day searching around the house, in the house, until you like it gets to the point where you realize, right, he's not within the property.
He's not there, okay.
But with what he is, someone must have seen him.
Yeah.
At the same time, that worries you more because so you've not told anyone.
Okay. We can spend all day looking for him. I'll have to go and see Mum, see if she needs anything. And
there could be a couple of places where your mum is.
Yeah. Did you say that she needed help moving something?
Yeah, so she's left the tapestries. You do notice that in the house, the tapestries that she was meant to move because they're quite well built. She spent many months helping Mr. Holt get them all together and finish all the work. Eventually, she them, but she's not moved them herself, which means she's not done that job yet. But she's not in the house.
I'll do that job. I'll move them from where they need to go to where they need to be to where they need to go, basically.
So you're carrying them to the Thistlewoods?
Yes.
Okay. On the way over, as you're like, you gather all your things, gather the tapestries, begin to get quite a large bag to kind of put them over your shoulder, getting them ready. Trying to keep them as.
I want to try and keep out of like people's notice if I can. Like, yeah.
You have a particular route that you take.
Yeah.
It normally means going to the outer rim, just a little bit out. The Thistlewoods
Yep.
is back to the town. So instead you kind of go outwards to then go back inwards. It kind of avoids the more central walking path where a lot more of the people are. It just makes things a little easier for you. As you are
Okay.
walking, Ron, roll me a new perception check.
13.
13. The general glance, you notice a couple of things on your way over. For one, you can see that there's a couple of people that are have already started going into the Hound. Now, the Hound for you is the tavern of the area. He's already opened up. Seems to be letting quite a few people in, already drinking on the outside. The main thing you pick up is as you're kind of going on, it seems weirdly quiet. Now, the weather tends to be a bit of a damper on things, like it, depending on how cold or misty it is, people can be further inside. But the one thing you do notice is that normally there's a lot more of the kids around. But it's you do notice off in the distance with you 13, because you walk the fence bit, off in the fence, a couple of the kids have gone behind the fence and are playing just in the woods, like just you can have the outskirts of a couple of the trees. You see maybe one of them, one of the younger boys currently with a stick sweeping around just playing. So you have maybe like a feeling like the kids have taken the opportunity to go out of bounds for a bit. When the adults
I won't go over. But can I go to like the fence, like where he is, and then say something like, I don't know if I want to say anything to them though. Can I say it to myself maybe a little bit? Oh, them kids better not be playing out in the woods. They'll get taken.
Now, are you trying to be really quiet, or I'm just wondering?
I kind of want to say it like
just speaking out loud.
So they're not. Yeah, so they're noticed, but I'm not talking to them. If that makes sense.
So I'll say they don't notice you. The kids continue to kind of keep playing on, but so someone does notice you. Now you don't know them very well, but he's kind of picked up you a couple of times before. Sometimes helps in the outer bounds. There's an inner trader that comes in and out a little bit, and this is his pathway to his land that's next to him. And he notices you and he goes, "Oi, boy, I told you not to be on here anymore."
I'm sorry. I'm just going to my mum.
Well, she's not here, is she?
I'll be on my way then, won't I?
Oi, hurry up.
And I carry on.
Go on, fuck off. Quite aggressively more. He's tends to be grumpy.
As I go, I will say it out loud as well. Have a nice day, sir.
You don't hear anything else, but he mumbles something behind you. Year 13 doesn't catch it, but
that's fine.
There, you should begin heading to your mum's. Now, on the way over, you go to get to the Thistlewoods. Now, they're quite at the way at the back, but the Thistlewoods are at the Crossroads. This is the name of the establishment. The Crossroads is a trading port. This is a trading town, so they tend to have random bits and bobs and lots of different things here and there, but they like to pay their tributes to the people of the town, which is why your mother's been able to sanction tapestry for them. Sell off others, they're kind of like a buyer. You go up towards the back door instead of the front.
Hey, Mum, you in?
You hear like the scrabbling of feet. As you know that the Thistlewoods are halflings. And opening the door, right at the bottom, you see rags all up, tattered at the side. Decent little outfit though. She's got her shrubs on at the side. Messy blonde hair, big ears, wide big face. Probably one of the only group of couple that actually decently talks to you. And she goes, "Oh, Gabriel, how you doing this morning?"
Yeah, I've had better days. I've lost something.
"Oh, you've lost something? Tuck! Gabriel's lost something this morning." You see, like, took a much more bushy, like mutton shop, kind of like a blondish man, older, so his hair's receded back a little bit. Shirt that comes all the way through. Comes through and he goes, I know, I'm here. What seems to be the issue? He lost something. Oh, I'm happy, but what's he lost in then? I don't know, I'm not asking him yet. What have you lost?
I can't really say. It's a creature. I'm not really sure what it is.
Are you harbouring things you shouldn't be, mister?
You're gonna tell, are you?
You see, she gets her shrubs and goes, do I look like the kind that would tell anyone?
No, you've always been good to me.
Tuck kind of goes, you know better than us, boy. Go on. What is it?
As I said, I'm not really sure what it is. Creature about a foot tall.
How tall now? Like a cat?
I wish it was a cat. It'd be easy to look after.
You see, the Muppet kind of goes, you say that I had a cat once, so I'd come in, big fat ginger thing. Fed it for months, and it just disappeared. I think the wolves got it. And you see, he goes, nah, probably just died of you overfeeding it. Oh, you can overfeed something. Who would have known? Now you know them. They're very humbled, simple people, but they're very, it makes them kind. It makes them kind. They're very open to people.
I will say something. You seen my mom in there?
Your mom? I believe she was with Mrs. No. She walked past early this morning. Miss Darrold, I think. Probably just gone to work, my love.
I go. Do I leave this with you, or do I take it to her?
He goes, oh, you just bring it in now. Come on.
I'll come in.
As you walk through, you've been in here many times, but just to kind of get a feeling as to what this place is like, you are greeted with immediately abundance of boxes and books and cupboards of shreds and things like that are all clumped together, that when you're walking through, you have to it's made for them. They can fit through it quite easily, but you've got to like bend.
I'm quite tall, yeah.
To go down, and their front office bit where they actually sell stuff is usually much more spacious. This bit at the back where they store everything is a lot more harder to navigate. So you kind of squeeze eventually through, and she brings you to this back bit where she sits it down, and he goes, there you go, love. Right there. That's where you need to put it.
Aye, thanks. You ever gonna make this thing bigger enough for me to fit in?
You see, she looks up and she goes, well, it's normally just me and Tuck that are back here. I've never really thought about opening it up for anyone else, but if it makes things easier, I guess I could. And she looks around and goes, yeah, a bit of a tidy.
Aye, it was just a joke. You're fine. I'll make do.
She goes, it's all you tall folk up there.
Yeah, they say the air is better up here too. Just not making a joke with him.
She goes, oh, look! We need stilts! The air's better up there, apparently. Now, at first you think she's being serious, like she's being like that dumb, but then she kind of turned up and gives you like a little nudge with a wink. Kind of like, I'm playing with you. Just,
she goes, thank you. Thank you. I'll go.
She goes, have you seen that little Janie around at the moment?
What do I have?
You know, Sebas's daughter. Now, you don't know because you don't actually know many of the kids. You know of them, but not like.
I'm not gonna say. I know. I did see some kids playing on the way down.
She goes, whereabouts?
They were over the fence. I did give them a warning, but you know, kids will be kids. I can't stop them.
She goes, Tuck, they've gone over the fence. Oh, no. I'm going to have to go let the Sebs know. Issue that. kids going over. They're rebels, all of them. No. She starts turning around to go through, and she goes, "Oh, before you go," and she goes, turns around. Have you seen Paul?
Not for. Wow, last time I saw him, and I think about it from there. I go, I saw him last time I saw him was at the butcher's.
She goes, has he arrived back in town yet? Do you know?
Would I know?
You've not seen him since his return.
Okay.
Oh, you know,
So I just
Paul is a traveller. Well, not by choice necessarily, by trade. He has to go out of town, in town, out of town, in town.
I know what I'll say. I know I haven't seen him, but if I do see him, I'll tell him to take that blooming coat off.
She goes, it's too bloody big for him. I told him you can't wear a human coat; it don't fit you.
I tell him every time. He still doesn't listen.
Oh boy, doesn't listen. He's got more corn in his ear.
He'll have me in his ear next time.
He goes, she giggles and says, you can tell him off for the best of us. I've never had a stern hand. And you see Tug goes, you can tell me. What are you saying? Nothing, love. All righty then. I'm going to go make us some brew. You get going now. Your mother'll be worrying about you.
I will, and thank you for your hospitality.
She goes, you're always welcome here. Any of you in your tallness.
Thank you. And if I see Paul, I'll and I hold my hammer up, I'll tap him with this.
She goes, not too hard now. You'll give him a concussion.
I just like look out.
She goes, maybe I'll need it. Anyway, get going out now. I have to make this place bigger for you now.
Tatar.
Now, she immediately, as you kind of like step out the door, close it quite quickly. You can hear them scuffering on, talking in the background. They're quite loud people. Nothing necessarily quiet about them. But you begin to head out. Now, knowing what you do now, where would you head off to?
They said what they say. My mum. They said she was down by the. She was
Probably-
with someone, wasn't she?
Probably with Mr.
Yeah.
Holt, which is her boss.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Do I normally disturb her if she's at work or not?
No, Mr. Hold is kind. He's the only one that gave your mother a job.
Okay. I'll go that way.
Okay.
Is the butcher's on the way?
Yes, Quaggles is on the way. Yes.
Okay, I'll like head towards them sort of two places then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, quickly, just leaving Ryan. We're gonna get to both Cook and Sean.
It's fine.
I apologise for my Irish accent right now, by the way, guys.
I thought it was brilliant.
It was pretty good, actually.
It's all right. I didn't even know it was Irish.
You thought
I could tell immediately.
it was good. It was good. Now, just to explain the setting before I start with your guys' introduction a little bit, some people travel together as in paired carts just to make it a bit easier. Just as an explanation. So, you both open your eyes to the continuing sounds of horse hooves clopping on a rocky path beneath you, flickering away to what is a grey day, slightly damp and dismal. Your cart rider, whose name you do not know or have care to ask, found a place to park up for the night, not too far away. There are two of you in the cart. Henrik, the man across from you, you do not know who he is. Stephen, the man across from you, has been itching and grunting through the night. Something in the way he smells puts you off. Reminds you of coal and delish weed. The two combined are off-putting. You've had to cover yourself throughout the night. It was too much of a distraction for your sleep. Your sleep for both of you was about average at best. You are as tired as you are awake from your slumber. However, the rider set off with both of you still asleep in the back, having made some effort to the journey. In the distance, you can detect the smell of brewing yeast and burning wheat, as the flames of distance depict a small inn within the developing town. You see, as you pass the right-hand side, a wooden sign on a picket fence that says the Town of Castle, now mossed over from the age in which it was placed. Henrik, from what you have heard, this place is a good start as any to find what you're looking for. Rumour has it the town is a trading port in between many locations of this kingdom, meaning it has plenty of stragglers and wanderers passing through. Stephen, for you just need somewhere to supply and gather things up. If knowledge is what you seek, then someone here must help you find it, surely. The rider ahead is an elderly man of maybe 70 years. He could be mistaken for a halfling with the larger ears he possesses and a hunchback nature giving him a smaller demean. However, as he has stated, he is human. He has kept his hood up and his wits to himself, keeping fairly quiet unless asked upon, though he sits in the front singing and muttering an odd tune to himself. The journey here has took most of your copper and silver, leaving both of you a little dry. You hear the croak in front as ahead, seeming to span a while. You see a picket fence surrounding the upcoming town. And just ahead, walking along, you see a small halfling man with dark brown hair, a really baggy overcoat, and a strange hat with a huge satchel on his back and a little sack to the side. Now, the man croaks up. Hold up now, and you see he begins pulling in towards the little halfling man. Leans over, stops, and you see the halfling man looks up towards all of you, quite bright-eyed. He looks young, maybe like 19, 20, quite young. And he kind of looks down and goes, "Is that who I think it is? Little Paul? Not so little now, are you?" And you see quite a green-eyed, bright-faced young man. Now he looks like a halfling, but almost small enough to be a gnome, and his ears are quite big. You can't actually tell what race he is necessarily, but you do notice, both of you, that his backpack and coat is extremely heavy-looking. So you're assuming he must be of decent strength if he's carrying something dramatic on his back. Looking up towards all of you, he kind of goes, "Oh, hello, mister. I've not seen you in a while." No. Just heading back to town. Finished up with the article, you see. Collected a bunch and heading back in now. Got some travellers coming in, eh? He looks towards both of you. Where brings you from?
You're a curious one, aren't you?
Me? No. Just old little Paul. Nothing exciting about me, no, sir. Unless you've got letters that need delivering.
No.
Oh, you're all good then. Anyway, I must get heading into town. You're left, Paul. Heading in. And you notice the man leans forward and starts coughing up something quite mucousy and green on his. And you see, Paul kind of winces back a little bit gross as it kind of snivels on his nose. You sure you don't want to lift over? Well, if you don't mind, my feet are a bit achy. Of course, if you don't mind. Looking up towards all of you.
Henrik looks a bit disgruntled, but he decides to slide over to give him space. Not saying a word.
Sean?
I'm going to stay quiet.
You're going to stay quiet as well?
Yeah.
You see the old man looks towards both of you and just goes, "I'll take that as a yes, Mr. Paul. Why don't you get it?" He gets up quickly, climbs into the back and makes his way in the cart, but quite far away from both of you. Sits up to the side and keeps on traveling on. Now, Paul kind of stays quiet. He notices you both kind of looking back and forth, keeping to yourselves, I'll probably say. So he tries his best to avert his eyes from his. He doesn't know you and you don't know him. But you do catch the occasional word between him and the old man. Turning around to little Paul, you kind of goes, what are they called again? The Thistlewoods. You meaning, sir? Oh, yes. They still open for business. Oh, for a couple of generations now. I think this is the third, fourth. Be sure. I don't pay attention to the family tree, but you know, we're doing okay. We're doing fine. But they're good. You should go see them. Oh, Muppet great of makes the gates true. Muppet. Yeah. I never really found out why she's called Muppet. Maybe her parents didn't like her very much. Now he laughs and like goes to look at you as if like to see if you guys will laugh. And if you don't, he immediately diverts his eyes and goes back to being quiet. Till he's eventually begin to get into town. Now, nothing is said until you reach the picket fence. And as he's going through, both of you make me a perception check.
Ooh, fast rolls.
What does that mean?
Ooh, now that's a solid 9.
That's a nat 20. Sean got a nat 20.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. I'll say, Cook, with your role, you were trying so hard to
Oh, that
divert
is not funny.
that you just weren't paying attention to what was kind of like as you were going past the fence, or even what was being said. Sean, what you instantly pick up is what is written on the sign. Now, the fence itself has a sign coming in. Underneath it says Town Castle, but underneath it says protected for what now, and you can see it's scribbled out underneath, and there's like 1 number, 2 number, and it's like a huge just block of wood, and then they've scratched it out, and now they've written 100 years underneath it. And you hear he goes, "Are you still counting that?" "Well, we've got to. It's tradition since the fence was picked up. It's important to us." You see, he looks towards you and goes, "Well, history and all that. You know, we've got to remember where our roots came from and everything." Aye, yes, we do. Are you okay, sir? It's just a cough. Don't mind me.
I'm
You
trying.
see,
He says that out loud. He's like,
you see, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't pay me to be quiet."
I can pay you for a grave.
Ooh. I'll say you see Paul's eyes widen, like in looking around, trying to divert. The old man like slows the cart a little bit, and just as he's past the fence, he goes, "Oh, look, you're here." And it's a little bit further. It's not even properly in town. It's on the outskirts. You wanted to be put in town, but he stopped it and he goes, "It's an extra 5 to get in a little bit further, you see."
Henrik, not taking this, decides to leave.
Sean, what do you do?
I just look at him weird and just like walk away.
Because he's both going to get out of the cart.
Yeah.
Now, Paul immediately jumps down and he goes, "Anyway, goodbye, sir." Looks towards both of you. "Oh, good day." And you see he turns around and with his sack struggles to get out of the cart as much as he did getting in. Pulls it over and he goes, "Good day." And you see he goes scurrying off quite quickly into the much further valley downtown. Now, As you arrive, there's a couple of things kind of like around. In the distance, you see great smoke coming from what seems to be a much larger building. You assume must be more of a located area. Tavern, you can see a side going up ahead. There seems to be a couple of varying different businesses of buildings and things scattered around. You're uncertain of the layout or where to start, but there is a direction of where you can go. There is the east side, which seems to have a couple of buildings. Sorry, that's east. Couple of buildings. The larger building is a bit further north at the back, and then to the west side, because you came south coming in. 2 buildings. You're not sure what it is, but there's a couple of people around there as well. What would you like to do?
What's the closest building to me?
The closest building to you, let me just quickly get my map up. I know the layout by looking at my own map. It's so weird. The closest building you now to the right hand side, you have like a good feeling that other than like local homes, the next business building is, you can see there seems to be a building that's kind of closed off, but at the front is a symbol of a needle thread with some string going through it. And then just right of it, there seems to be a man, quite large and bulky, sat in a chair that's kind of just rocking. But next to him is what seems to be a tanned skin of animals and butchered hanging meats hanging up to the side. The next furthest one would be a little bit further ahead, which is down the way.
I want to talk to that guy who has like the meats and stuff.
So you want to go to the butcher? Okay.
Yeah.
So you begin walking over towards the butcher. Cook, just so I know where you're going. What are you doing?
You refer to a man rocking on his chair. Is that the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll have a wander into town.
You're going to go further in and have a little look around.
For preference, I'd want to try finding a tavern/inn.
Okay. That's I'll say that's easy enough. So the person you were traveling with completely diverts as soon as you arrive, heading towards the right to. Maybe he had a goal. Maybe this is who he was looking for. But as he diverts, you separate from your ways and you begin heading forwards. Now, immediately, though a little bit of a walk upwards through the town, the tavern is probably the most visible thing out of everything here. It's the largest building, and it's the only one that currently has it's got quite a large roof, stone patchwork stop that has large smoke coming out of it. And it has a sign outside the front which has a wooden carved, nicely made barking dog out the front that says the Hound. Now we'll quickly do Sean because he's the closest to his objective. Sean, rocking on the front with a pipe outside, quite large, and wearing a white shirt that's blood covered a little bit, and with an apron over the top. He's got his shoes off, so his bare feet are out. There's kind of an open porch where all of his meats and things are set up to the side. Morning.
Morning, my good sir.
You after some meats?
What kind of meats do you have?
You see, looks at him, goes, looks towards the stuff, he goes, what? I've got rabbit. I've got deer. Yep. That's about it.
How much? What are the prices?
For which one?
The rabbit.
A rabbit I could probably do. The bigger one. Let's go 8 copper. Small ones I'll do for 4.
That's my fault.
Checking to see how much copper he has.
Yeah, I need to see how much copper I've got.
One of you has more than everyone else. I don't remember who it was, but everyone, most of you, I
How
think,
do I check?
It'll be
in your
the
equipment,
equipment check.
and there'll be a number next to it on the right hand side.
What system you have.
Oh, yeah, I'll have the big rabbit.
Oh yeah, okay. Sean's the one with the more then. If he's got the big rabbit, he's the one that's got most of the more copper. You come over with your 10 copper. He gets up. Now, as he's getting up, you kind of see he's an oldish man. But he gets up, wipes his hands a little bit, and begins to string off the rabbit for you. Slams it down and gets some like ratted kind of paper. Begins wrapping it up for you. There with like his pipe making his smoke. Grabs a couple of things, chops it up a little bit into smaller sections for you so it wraps a little bit better. Closes it up. Go on. And you pass him the 8 copper, which leaves you with 2. So you've got 2 copper. Now he begins.
Well, that's a lie.
The side.
That's a lie.
How many have you got? Has he
He's got 15 copper in total.
Oh yeah, 10. Never mind. So Cook's face is like, what? 50. So he's got 6 left. Something is my math right? No. Really?
Yeah.
No, I think it's 7 actually.
What did you take
maybe.
away?
8.
8. So 15 minus 8. Minus
5, isn't it?
No, minus 5 is 10. Then minus another
I can't
3
do
would
that.
be 7.
7.
It'd be 7. He'll have 7 left.
Yeah,
He
7.
was right, first of all.
The DM's really bad at maths. No, yeah, so you'll have 7 left, Sean. Which is still technically more than everyone else, actually, thinking about it now. So you have purchased a rabbit. Now, he says good day to you. Unless you want to ask anything else of him, you've now just purchased your first thing ever, a rabbit.
One second.
Sean has bought a rabbit.
Purchase the rabbit.
Just so you know, it's skin,
Dead rabbit.
not with fur. Yeah, right?
Will it go off?
Yes. Just so you know, Sean, it's fresh. It's not been soaked. It's not been brined. Which means that if you don't eat it quickly or take care of it yourself, it's going to go off. You've maybe got about 2 days of it be staying fresh.
I'm gonna say to him. So what kind of town is this? Like, who rules it?
You see, he goes, that's a very odd question. We don't have a mayor, if that's what you're thinking. We have, we're a trading town. Trading, you see, he goes, if you got a hound or the crossover, supplies, people come in and out. But, we only have one ruler. Well, they don't live here.
Okay. What is the ruler's name?
You're not from here, are you?
No.
Our king is called Hans. H-A-N, if that helps. King Hans. Hans Moorland, to be precise.
Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
You too. He gives you a very odd look from the question, but as an outsider, he's not too surprised. No, he's a quiet man. He goes back and sits into his chair, going back to his pipe to smoke.
I'm gonna go further into the town.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Cook's character.
You're going looking for Cook's character. Okay.
Yeah.
Quickly getting to Cook. Now you arrive outside of the tavern. The one thing you immediately notice, I mean, it's not a perception check because they're being quite loud about it, is there seems to be a couple that are talking at the moment, husband and wife. Fairly youngish, maybe early 20s, mid 20s, you're not sure. But they seem to be having a little bit of a row, what kind of seems. Not necessarily a row, but like a heated discussion. In which like he's going, "You queer woman, calm yourself. Look, we'll find her." You're not looking though. Since 6 o'clock, she was there at 6 a.m. It's now 8 o'clock, and where has she been? Calm it down. We'll find her. Stop whining and badgering at me, woman. You see, he turns around and begins to walk away, and she goes, "You are fucking useless." And immediately she storms into the hound itself, bursts through the door, goes to go inside. He looks a bit flustered and does the kind of like hand on his hips, looking back and forth, gritting his hands a bit, and eventually begins to wander off. Making your way though in, just kind of seeing it quickly, you open the doors to the tavern. It is a very fairly simple wooden based couple of stonework taverns. To the left hand side there is a fire. The tables are circle, chiseled, made, rounded. There is a back tiny little pot. It's quite a small, like actually establishment, but there's enough in here to kind of fit a good amount of people, maybe around about 20 people in max, which means a good table of 4 tables of 5. But they're kind of not built to have 5. They're kind of just like you can see there's a table of 7 where they've all pushed up the chairs at one bit. They're all playing like some sort of card game. To the left hand side, there's a smaller table with like 3 people on that are talking just amongst themselves. And the back is another man who just seems to be by himself. What do you do?
Fun. I go up to the bar.
Okay. At the bar, you see an older man, whitish hair, human. Now, the one thing you do notice amongst everything is that, for those who have been so far, it is a very fairly human or halfling kind of town. Moreover, you've not really seen many variations of races here, but he's there, kind of a greyish, muddy brown shirt, got an apron down his hips tied up that's kind of splattered with the drinks he's been making at the beginning of the morning. It's fairly clean so far, though. It's early days, but he's already open. You imagine, like, if it's a trading port coming in now, he's got to be open fairly early to anyone who may be in. He sees you coming, turns around. Okay. Oh, good morning. How can I help?
Do you have any rooms?
We do. You're looking?
I am.
2.
I haven't had a decent night's sleep.
Our beds are, I won't lie, average at best, but you'll have a sleep if that's what you're after.
I sleep on the ground. Average, I would take.
Traveller, then?
For a couple of days now.
A traveller needs a drink, yes?
Drink? No,
you must have been travels.
Sorry, I didn't get that. What did you say?
Oh, you said you must have had long travels?
I have.
So a drink.
You do tea?
I didn't say it had to have alcohol in it. You see, it goes, "Yep, the war is hot. I can make you a tea." And you see he begins to go back, and in the back he's got a little fire pit to himself where he's got an actual pot of just boiling water. Begins to go through, and his versions of a tea is a collection of herbs and spices that he kind of collectively puts together in this little tiny metal strainer. And begins to dip it into a little cup and leaves it there with some hot water as he pours over the herbs and spices and lets it just sit and brew for a moment. And so he goes, "It's a bit strange, but I know a couple of travellers do it. Are you a milk person or not a milk person?"
Depends on the tea.
I recommend this without.
Do without.
You see he comes over, begins putting it through, passes you the tea. There's a little residue of the little bits of grain and herbs and everything else that was mixed into it, but generally it's been tinted and mixes in with what was there. Smells quite nice. It's herby, but a little bit more of a strong, how do I say, like mushroomy kind of smell to it. It's got that sort of strange kind of smell, but first on the house is always just 1 copper. Never ask any more. Never any. I'm not exactly a stinge.
Well, I've only just arrived here. I'll make that judgment for myself.
Fair enough. You see, he passes it to you and then goes back to do what it is he's doing. Yeah, cleaning and a couple of other things. Unless there's anything else you want to ask of him. Or do. There is a table available if you want to go sit.
I make small talk with him. I speak to him. Business been well?
Quiet these days, you know what it is.
I've heard stories.
Oh, I always like a good story. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing new. Just between the 2 kingdoms.
Ah, yeah, it's got everyone a little bit tense. There's strange worries. People are a little bit awry in the panic with it, but nothing's been said. I'm sure we'll be one of the first to hear if war suddenly appears, but shh, I wouldn't say that too much aloud around here.
It's not for me to say.
It gets people nervous.
Can't say it's good for business.
No, and you see, looks and he goes, this group here will probably be the most I have for the day. It's not what it used to be. It used to be much busier, but with things currently going around and with the wolf getting worse on the outer borders, you don't get many people coming in and out and down, and not many of us leave either. You're quite lucky, really.
I'm sorry, you mentioned the wolf?
Yeah, the wolf. Where is he from, my friend?
Depends. Sometimes it's in the wilderness, the next on the side of the road.
Ah, you're a wanderer then. Okay. Well, you surely must know of the Grim Wolf. Or do you not have them from where you're from?
Just out of game would I know this?
You know of the Grim Wolf, as in like the race or being a creature of it. You've never seen one, and you've actually never seen a village that has dealt with one. This is your first. Now, the Grim Wolf is a darker being of wolf. They are not regular wolves. All you know of them is that they are a loner, larger, much larger. You've been told that they dominate the size of the forest. Now, you don't know how tall or how big, but you've heard that they are so big that they dominate the size of the forest.
Okay. So, back in the conversation, I say, well, I've heard stories, maybe rumors, awesome creatures, dark, dangerous. But to be honest, this is the first time I've heard of anywhere having to deal with such creatures.
Probably because he doesn't leave us alone. Most have their, you know what it's called, territory. Ours we've nicknamed the Gobbler.
A fine nickname.
A nickname given from when he's taken and eaten our children.
How do you know this?
I don't personally, but throughout the ages, and since I was a young boy, they always warned us, don't go beyond the fence, kids, or the gobbler will get you.
Just out of game again.
Mhm.
These grim wolves.
Mm-hmm.
How old can they get? Like, what's their lifespan?
Roll me a history check. See if you.
I love history so much. I got nothing. I can't read the dice. 12.
12. Now, you know that what you do know is that grim wolves are, unlike regular wolves, have been tainted with grim over the years. It has mutated them and changed them. And averagely, all you know is that from what you know, you've never read a book where someone has killed one. You've never read a book where someone has seen one die. And you've never read a book where remains have been found. Yet they live and dominate the forest. Well, they dominate the dark wood. Where you from, the dark wood isn't as prominent, and wolves aren't necessarily an issue there. But they are clearly here. And you can imagine they live longer than the average wolf.
All right.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
You sounded like Yogi Bear there. Sorry.
Huh?
They live longer than the average bear. Sorry, you sound like Yogi Bear.
They live longer than the average wolf.
The grim beast is after a pick in the basket. Sorry. I said to him, well, from what I understand, no one, and I mean no one, ever survives from an attack. Not even any remains are found. The possibility of a creature existing is nearly impossible.
No, it's the gobbler's been around since I was a kid, and he was around with my great grandfather too. No one's ever killed him. Not even the great hunters of Braylon. Not even the king's men. That's why most of us don't leave the town. Go beyond the fence. Anyone who does is mad. I have lived here all my life. And yeah, I have never left.
Still, despite of that, you seem to be doing pretty well.
Thank you. You don't get in too much trouble being the barman.
I reckon trouble finds you more than anything.
People bring trouble here. Plenty. I've seen many fights and brawls within this tavern. You see that there? That chair's still chipped from the last one.
I never asked, how much are rooms here?
First timers, because I never forget a face. I normally lend out a room for the night, 5 copper.
I won't lie to you, I am a bit short. But
Maybe do something for me then.
Okay.
You're a wanderer, yes?
Yes.
Will you be traveling down south at any point?
I'm not 100% sure, but Go on.
I have a friend called Catherine who is down at the chapel on the coast. She is currently having some issues with their land. I cannot leave, and I do not know anyone who has the spare time or ability to go and help her. But if you found yourself in need of free establishment to aid a friend of mine, I could make a deal.
So just out of game, he mentions the coast. Down south. Is that far from here?
I'll say if you ask him and kind of like a general kind of thing of your whereabouts, it is probably about 4 days journey down south.
Right. I say to him, I would not be able to keep a promise should I see this, Catherine. But perhaps I could do something more local. I am technically a hunter by trade.
What are you offering?
How is your stock?
I have a running business with the Thistlewoods next door. They keep me stocked. But, their cousin Paul, little fella, halfling.
Oh.
He's got some private letters of mine, and he needs some help. If you help him, we could make an arrangement.
When I was on the carriage, did I recall where he'd be heading to once he got off?
You said that he had to. Well, no, he didn't specify really where he was going. He said that he mentioned the Thistlewoods, which this fellow has also mentioned. But where he was going specifically, you don't know.
Okay. I say to him, I believe I recall meeting the chap on the same carriage. He's something of a nosy one.
He looks at him and goes, Paul, let's just say he's learned that you keep your head up and down, but sometimes you gotta listen in. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
With a job like his, you gotta keep on your toes. Figure out people quickly. Figure out who's friend and who's foe.
Job? What does he do?
He works for the article.
So what, he's a courier?
Yeah. He couriers our letters out and in. The most dangerous job is he's the one that takes it at the furthest posts at the Grim Woods. Gobbler territory. He's a brave young lad. He's lucky he's not gotten himself eaten.
Yeah. Well.
Now, at that point, a drunken woman comes over. Try, can I have another one, please? And puts her cup down. Yeah. No, get him. I've got other customers. Sorry.
I give him like a gesture.
Now, we're going to leave you up there for just a second. As we go to... I'm pretty sure it was a joint one. Bear with me. Nope. Right, Dora. just respond in any way you want. And if you need to send me a message, just send me a message. But for Athenon, your feet ache, your hands are dry, mouth also. Your nose is wet with the cold and fever that you seem to have developed whilst wandering. I didn't actually think about that while I was writing. so I just realised I've given you a fever and a cold whilst you actually have a cold. Very fitting. Since the mishap of what happened, you have no idea where you are. You have followed and followed what must have felt like 3 days up north, using the sky to guide you. You're starting to think that maybe there is no civilization at all. Maybe you've been cursed and you're wandering uncharted lands forever. This thought crosses your mind until, through the darkness of the forest, you see glistening between the barks of trees, firelight, bending your head through the gap of the wood in the distance. You see that there is a house or a farm, something ahead. You are wary at first. The only other people that you tend to come across are a threat or unhelpful to your cause. Though you can't really deny at this point any possible chance of help. You smell the crisp charred wood burning ahead. Something is cooking or being made. You can't deny that if you miss this opportunity, you could just get further lost or further without any aid. You are hungry. You begin to cautiously move ahead, keeping to the darkness and out of the morning light as it is now hit. It's great though, the night has disappeared. You decide for a moment to just listen into the woods. You know better than anything that if there is anything to be wary of, the woods will tell you. Now, can you make me a nature check, please? You can send me your roll. Emma has chipped her nail. Ouch. Okay. Now, you park up behind one of the trees and kind of just sit down for a moment, lowering yourself a little bit into a deeper, thicker, denser mud. But you take a moment to just listen to the earth around you. Now, the one thing you can tell, which you've not realised at all while walking so far, because you've not taken the time to kind of realise in your panic, that the land around here is not tainted in the way that you know it to be. You know it to be dark, gritty, grim-ridden and full of darkness beyond the roots and even deeper. Here, it has lightened up. It's almost as if the grim is receding out, opening up and to land that is fresh, wild and calm. And it's something new to you. It almost is more relaxing and there's something around you that just kind of seems more at peace than ever before. Your lady once told you that there were parts of the land that were untouched by the corruption of darkness. Maybe this is where you are. You're uncertain, but you decide you need to get up, which you do as you stand, and push on. You turn to twitch your eyes when something catches it, and in the distance you see what seems to be a head bobbing through the woods. It startles you for a moment as you duck down to the side, and off in the distance you think you see something. Make me a perception check. Just to quickly answer Cook's question, yes, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just yet. Just yet. because I've got Dora and Thingy up at the same time. Oh, nice, Dora. Okay, so off in the distance, you see what seems to be an elven boy. He's got short brown hair, kind of croppish, almost like spiked up a little bit. His ears are quite long. He's a little bit darker skinned, a little bit copperish, and very young. Like, you think maybe 11 to 8, it's 11, you're not actually sure, but around about that age. He's young and seems to be trudging through as this part of the forest, which is opening up further as you get closer to this farmland or town-like ahead, that you notice that he's a little bit stuck in the mud. And because of your roll, you do notice that there's something on his shoulder, something small, sat on it. At first you think it's a bird, but then as you look a little bit closer, you realize it's something different. A little humanoid little being on his shoulder, and you notice it glisten. And that's when you realize you've only seen one a couple of times before. But you notice it's a little pixie. Now, what do you do? Are you hiding? Are you, just so I know how you're reacting, you can type it to me. Are you hiding? Do you want to go forward, sneak around? What are you thinking? Sneak around. Yeah. So roll me a stealth check to avoid detection. Now, Liv, roll me a perception check from you know who.
I rolled 9 plus 14.
14. Okay. Now, Dora, you keep moving around a little bit. Now, I'm assuming you're wanting to avoid their sight. Continuing around, in the distance, you see a white picket fence, and it begins to kind of dip down. And ahead, you see a town which is lit up. Now, you know there must be supplies, food, or at least someone to talk to. And whoever it is, this lad is also going in that direction. Now, do you want to continue heading into the town, avoiding this lad altogether, and just head further in? Okay. Now it gets to a point where you're beginning to come to the outer bit, and you realize maybe it's someone local. Maybe they would know. Maybe avoiding them is a bad idea. So instead, you decide to allow you to keep the stealth and move up sneakily to them until you're eventually in closer point. Now you head over towards the lad. Liv.
Yes.
You are resting on the shoulder of said young boy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the trudging of mud thickening beneath his boots. It has rained overnight here, causing the ground to become beneath to become boggy. Your eyes look down as you see Yanni pulling out his shoe that has gone lodged deep in the mud. He pulls out his foot, which then plunges back into the mud. He pulls it out, starts like flinging his shoe around, and puts it back onto his foot. Swearing it out a little bit, he curses out, "Damn the Lords." He shakes his muddy boot and puts it back on. He doesn't realise at first that you're awake. You've both had a difficult journey. He didn't get much. He didn't get much when you left where you were. You are on your last rations, and the last one particularly went last night. Yanni is tired. He is weak, and you've noticed as you hear it. He seems to have developed a cough in this weather.
No.
Looking up at this moment, you see something kind of like tingle down your spine as you could feel like a little twitch, and you turn around as if you feel something coming. And as you look around, you don't notice anything. And maybe it's just the woods. Maybe it's just where you are. You're a little bit unnerving until you realise that Yanni ahead has found what seems to be a town. These are about to head forward as suddenly he becomes startled. Just so I know, Krishna, are you tapping him? Are you saying something first? How close are you getting to him?
Tapping him. As he knew.
I'm going to see, because obviously if she's tapping you, you're next to her. We'll see what happens there.
My pants.
Okay, roll me a dex. Liv, roll me a dex.
Let's see.
What the hell is going on?
Is it just a dex or a saving throw?
The dex for both of you.
Okay, 15.
Now, that tingling sensation that you felt, Liv, for just a second, you shouldn't have diverted your eyes. As suddenly the grasps of a larger hand comes around you as darkness rips over you as you get clapped up and grabbed by something behind you, pulls you away, and you hear the voice of Yanni turning around as he goes, "Huh? No!" Looks around. Now, Dora, you have revealed yourself technically by doing so. He turns around and you've got his ith in your hand, and you see he goes, "No, don't touch her. Please leave her be. Don't let her go. Please just let her go."
Jenny's gonna make me cry.
They're very young. He's like 10, mate.
Oh no. Not even started the game yet, and I'm already being captured again.
You can. I will sit actually out with what you are and what you just rolled. You can tell instantly. Yes. You can. And you see, he goes, "Please, I've got 5 copper. You can have my bag, all of it. My dagger. I've got. And you see, he takes off his shoes. My shoes.
No. Alright, thanks. Poor little thing.
Okay. Without saying anything, as you're holding tightly onto this, you lower out your hand, leading towards him. I'm just waiting to see where she responds in a second.
All very secretive.
What's going on?
I don't like it.
1 second. Oh, what's it doing? Without saying anything, you hold out your hand and immediately, Liv, you feel your entire weight just suddenly as the hand lets go of you. And immediately he grabs you, pulls you in. And he's got you tight in his hands, holding on to you. He grabs his shoes, begins to slowly go back. Okay. And he darts off into the town immediately.
Scared the little boys at 13.
Disappearing into the woods. Do you head to the town? Liv, just so you know, he's got you so tight right now. Like he's like petrified to let you go. To the point where he's got your head out so you can breathe a little bit, but you do feel like I'm getting crushed. It's a little bit hard to breathe with it. But he seems to be just kind of running for his. I'm gonna see how quick he's going. Oof. He's still he's taken off his shoes, so he's kind of running through mud. So it's his running, I'll say, is less like rather as he's going through them. As he's running through, he looks back occasionally, and you just see the darker elf that you saw coming through with the dark hair, just following in the woods behind. You're heading into town, yeah? Okay. Now, Liv, he's getting into town, and he parks up to the side, and he's got hold of you, and he's just stopped up behind like a stone wall. He looks down towards you, and speaking to you, not in common, but in Auric.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I didn't see him. He just came out of nowhere.
I'm like just kind of grasping onto my breath because he was holding me so tight. But I'm also trembling because obviously it's like PTSD being captured. And I'm just like, it's okay, calm down. You need your energy. We need to.
How much left? I've got 5 copper.
I like sit on his shoulder.
Yeah,
I'll sit on his shoulder. And I like grab both his cheeks with my hand. And I'm like, just calm down. It's okay. And I like tell him to breathe. Well done. And then I'm gonna have I still got enough in it to fly or to just have a look around, or does he have to?
Oh yeah, you can fly around. You got a little push for your wings and everything are fine.
Okay, so I wanna just fly up a little bit and kind of scout out, see if I can still see the person that grabbed me, and then see where the town is. And obviously, we'll be making our way to the town.
Yeah. So make me a perception check, and Dora, if are you trying to hide, or you just walking straight away?
It's like the Grim Reaper.
21 for perception.
The quiet dark elf with the hooded dark alpha coming out of the darkness.
It is your time. It is your time.
Okay. Dora, you also rolled me a perception check, and I'll just quickly get back. So, Liv, what did you get? Sorry.
I got 21.
21. So the one thing you do notice in the distance is you do see the figure coming through out of the field, walking slowly though. Like they're not rushing after or anything. They're just walking slowly. And then to the right hand side, you do notice a town. You are not too far from a picket fence. You were literally just there was a stone couple wall of something that was being built, but then it kind of got destroyed. And then there's a white fence, and then literally a town. You see there's people there, fire burning off to the side, kind of similar to what I've described to everyone else. Just literally maybe about a good 5-minute just walk down the road.
Okay, so I'm gonna head back down to him, and I'm gonna say, I can see the town. It's literally not far away. We'll see if we can find someone we can trust, and then see if we can get you some medicine.
Okay, wait, but we can't afford a healer.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'm sure there's someone nice around.
We could use your flute. Maybe people will pay us.
Yeah, we could do a little show in the centre or something, and hopefully we'll get some extra coppers.
Yeah. Now, Dora, you saw her fly up. She's not hard to detect because you glisten. You glisten. You have a vibe to it. And in the darkness of this gritty town, flying up is the distance is a light. Now, Yanni begins to put on his shoes a little bit. Now they're kind of covered in mud, and he shakes off, and he comes back up to you, and he goes, "Oh, is that person still coming?"
I could see her walking, but she's not him. Sorry.
Sorry.
I used to be the male character. Now I'm the female. I can see him walking, and not in similar direction, but it doesn't look like they want anything from us.
Oh, it's so weird.
I think as soon as anybody sees me, they want to capture me.
Because people are so wicked. Disgusting.
How old is he, by the way?
He's like 10. He's 10.
Yeah.
Now, you suddenly, both of you, hear a as suddenly, round the corner, this dark elf appears again. Both of you make dex again, please.
Ah.
And I'm also going to have Yanni this time roll a dex. I'm going to quickly pee. Okay.
Pee break. I'm going for a pee break.
Actually did well this time. Oh.
Again. You quickly live more prepared and like alert this time. Fly quickly back. And instead, Yanni, on alert, pulls out his dagger. With an 18, stabs your hand as you go to rush through it. And it goes through your hand, Athanon. You only take 1 point. 1 point piercing damage. As it goes through, and this boy, shaking his hands, lets go of the dagger. Ah! Ah! He begins to like slowly walk back. Do you keep it in? Do you pull it out? What are you doing? Yes, right.
Dora is so scary with no voice.
Yeah. Here's this person trying to steal me.
This is where Dora plays mute the entire way through. Now, Dora, do you pull it out or do you keep it in? You pull out. You pull out the dagger. He begins like stepping backwards. What do I do? Sorry.
I'm gonna use a cantrip message, so only he can hear what I say. And I'm gonna say, I'll message you what I say. It's alright.
Dora, do me a quick strength, please. A quick strength one. I want to see if that works. If so, it'd be so cool.
Can I see anybody when I looked around and I seen obviously him? When I looked towards the town, did I see anybody close by?
Maybe about a 15-minute good walk away, off in the distance. Not within your yelling distance. You do not have a loud enough voice for that. You'd have to go fly away and chase and grab someone's attention. Right, I'm just seeing what this message is, and I'll quickly get back to you. Okay. As this man pulls out the dagger, and Yali is panicking and not what to do, you send him a message to his head. He looks for the quick opening of what to do, as the dark elf in front, with the stone wall next to him, gets the dagger and slams it down, and breaking the dagger's knife edge as it breaks into pieces, and he just chucks it to the floor. Do you keep walking up towards it? Yeah. He's gonna try and make a dart around you. So he's going to make a dex save, and I need you to make a sleight of hand to try and grab him, or to stop him. She's currently flying up in the air, so she's a bit out of your reach height-wise, but you can stop the boy if you'd like to. Would you like to try and stop the boy? Sorry, Dara.
Oh well, Dora's Anakin Skywalker.
That fucking dick.
Okay. Now, with Dora's, as he goes to run, Liv,
Yeah.
he's not quick enough.
Okay.
He jolts around the corner, and immediately this dark elf man grabs hold of him, pulls him in closer, and whispers something to his ear. You can't quite hear it because he flew up a bit too high.
Okay.
And you immediately see he goes, "Oh, well, that's none of your business. We're just going to the town. We're just going to the town." Like panicking, like he's got a hold of his hand there. I'm just gonna quickly see what he's at, and then we're gonna get to Sarah.
Yeah. And then can I just I'm just reading how to use this.
Sorry, it's been a while, so it's normally harder when he's a separate, and then once you're all together, it'll be much easier.
Yeah. So just as something I want to try, I'll use my other cantrip, Druidcraft, just to see if I can get his like attention off, or like that. I'm gonna create a faint order of like a skunk farting, just like right next to him. So he kind of got what my thing would be. He's gonna turn around and be like, "Is something here?" A kind of thing, as a distraction, to maybe think that something's coming.
Okay. So I'll have Dora do it against your charisma save to see if that works. So Dora, you need to roll me a charisma to see if you beat her DC to get distracted by this. Now, as you're doing this, now, Liv, you quickly, basically, your way of starting this is just like, and you quickly give a quick shake, and it comes off you and kind of like above them, and you begin to smell, Dora, this disgusting smell behind you. Now, Liv, panic begins to appear in your face.
Yeah.
As disgusting as even you can smell it as it rises up. This man has not reacted in the slightest. Absolutely, with not even batted an eyelid, not reacted to anything, not gagged, not like nothing.
No.
Now you do hear this as he says to Yanni, "You shouldn't be alone here. Too dangerous for you."
No.
Will you help us? He nods towards Yanni. He looks up towards you. No. He said he'll help.
At what cost?
What do you want? The man shakes his head.
I just shut because I'm staying up because I'm too scared to come down. But I'm like, you know, you can just ask nicely. Would probably help you.
Yeah. You don't need to be so creepy.
Well, if you don't let him go, we're not going to help.
Yeah, look, let go of my arm. The man lets go.
Okay.
Hey, we're going into the town. Okay. You see, like look back as his dagger is smashed on the floor. He looks up towards you, Snow. I need a new weapon. As you begin to turn around and slowly, very awkwardly, Yanni begins to walk beside this man.
Yeah.
Into town as you fly up, hovering above.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Dora's so scary.
Dora muted is actually quite scary. It works for your character, though. It does. It works for your character. Sarah.
Yes.
You've been traveling for some day now, though you have actually had issue keeping track of the days. Is it Monday? Thursday? Or as you're thinking, you readjust your gaze and snap back to your senses, fully awake. You realize you had parked up beside one of the trees as your journey was getting quite tiresome the night before. You look down towards your shoes, now covered in mud that seems to have sunken into the booted ground beneath you. Tall as you are, the blood has not gotten around your body as it should. Looking up, you realize you can't feel your toes. You're a little bit numb as the chill has come to you and you pull your wrappings over. Looking up, though, you notice fire burning off in the distance. As you look through the forest just ahead, it was dark when you arrived, so you didn't see it at first. But there is a town just down the way. Off in the distance, you see a fence, bright white, and in comparison to everything else, is clean. You smile, for the sight of the town means that people, supplies, and more importantly, food is nearby. You need pointing in the right direction, for you have no idea how to get where you need to go or what the best way to even get there is. The lands are not your own, and you're hoping to find someone to help. As you're thinking on what's best to do and what course of action to take, ahead in the distance you notice children.
Okay.
Now, the children seem to be of ages 6 and 10. There's 2 of them playing in the woods.
Okay.
They're just off on the road in the path, playing away, just on the outskirts of the fence, though. What would you like to do?
I'll go over towards where the children are.
Like, enough to kind of see?
Yeah.
Just let you know, guys, know, Dora's going to just quickly pop out now. It's late for her. Her voice is really... So we'll just say goodbye for
Bye. Soon.
Bye bye.
Bye,
You're
Dora.
fucking scary as a mute.
She was fucking scary as a beaut.
Yeah.
Okay, so carrying on, sorry. You see the children up ahead. Now, immediately one of them sees you. Now, just to describe, because you're the only one here of this race, you are a very tall, 6'8" to 7 foot man, with curly gingerish hair and a curly beard, quite long face with ears that prolong down like a cow's, with kind of a widened snout that's pinkish right at the front. A little bit of fur that just drizzles out here and there through the beard. You are a fur bulk. Your size and appearance immediately stands out towards these 2 young lads, as one of them looks up and gestures to the other. You're a big mister.
Hi. Yeah.
He's so tall. Sammy, he's so tall. And you see this lad comes along with a stick full of whacking it around, batting the hell out of these trees and sticks, and just looks down and goes, I've seen giants.
I'll have you, little adventurer.
Yeah, big ones. Bigger than you.
Oh, okay. You'll have to tell me about this.
He's not. He's lying to you. He's not saying shit. Shut up! Whacks him a stick. And they usually start punching each other. He goes, I'll tell mum. Tell mama. And then you see they look like they're about to rile up with each other. You get the hinting of the colours and the hair that they have, that they are brothers.
Yeah.
One of them looks up and he goes, you've seen giants.
Will I have seen giants?
No, giants. Not from what you were told and taught. Giants are beings that died off a long time ago. A long, long time ago. No one knows if they truly ever existed. It's rumored in books and ancient poetry, but whether giants were actually real, we don't know.
Okay. I've never met a giant. I've heard they're real mean and scary, though.
Oh yeah, real big, real scary, and I killed one. No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
You see
Very
the little one. The little one looks towards you and he goes, "You scared of our cat, Rufus? Shut up!"
It must be a big cat if you're scared of it.
Yeah, biggest cat. And he's got massive claws. You see massive claws. Shut up! Whacks him. Now, as they're kind of playing along, he looks towards you and he goes, "Have you got a sword?"
What was that? Sorry.
You got a sword?
I don't have a sword. No.
Oh.
I have a dagger.
Can I see it? You see, he's got a big smile on his face, he's like, can I see it? I'm not meant to play with actual. Shut up!
I can show it to you, but you can't hold it or play with it.
Yay!
Very
Show us, and he goes, show us.
I'll take out my dagger and just sort of hold it like this. And,
do a gesture, and he goes, "Oh, you ever killed anyone with it?"
No.
And you see, he goes, "I bet he's killed loads." He just said no. They lie though. Travelers always lie. Don't you?
I don't lie. I don't lie.
All right. If you don't lie, how? You see the kid try and think of something, cut you out there. If you can't lie, how old am I? And you see the little one goes, that doesn't make any sense. Shut up!
How am I supposed to know how old you are if I've never met you?
That's a good point. That's what a wizard would say. Are you a wizard?
I'm not a wizard.
You see the littlest one kind of goes, please forgive my brother for his stupid behaviour.
It's okay.
I will beat you with this stick. I will tell Mum. Now, as they begin bickering, Sarah.
Yeah.
Would you roll me a perception check?
Right. What? I'm not sure. Perception, did you say? Yeah. 15.
15.
15. Yeah.
The weather begins to weirdly pick up, and the ground around begins to have this kind of misty feel to it, like a dampness in the air, and it just begins to fill you with a chill that kind of makes you it wraps up a little bit. And in the distance, you hear a little girl just down the way, but a bit further out down the path. And you see one of them yells out, "Tammy!" And you see the boy looks over. What? And just down the way is a little girl with blonde hair. Just down the way. Now she's looking around. And she goes, I lost Janie! You were meant to look after her! I know! She was just here! And you see she starts walking slowly towards you and is gesturing with her hands quite abruptly. She was stood right next to me! What are you crying for? You're such a girl! But she starts crying out.
Who's Jenny?
Our friend. They went to go collect some berries and some sticks for our game. We're playing Knights.
Okay.
Now,
if you want, I can help you look for her.
As you begin to offer that, and he goes, yeah, because clearly, sorry, she's too stupid. Hey! And you see the little one pokes him. And as she's kind of there, a head crying in the distance, behind her seems to be a very odd thickening of fog. White fog. Very white, actually. And it's very low, and it begins to slowly seep in towards her. And you see she comes stumbling across. And she's just going, she was right here. And he goes, will you just hurry up and get back here? And as he slams his stick down, the fog catches up with her. And it passes her feet. And immediately you see she looks up in panic. Sorry! And at the bottom of her feet begin to crumble. As she begins to walk slowly. No! As she moves forwards up her body, crumbling to dark grey stone like ash. In seconds, as quick as you saw this girl, she reaches forward. No! Disappears into dust. And the fog continues coming in, and the lads' faces of the young boys. Tell me what just happened. And he drops.
Get away from that now.
Go
home.
Sammy, run! Sammy, run! And you see, like, immediately they both, like, start sprinting off as you're, like, there panicking, not knowing what to do. What do you do?
I'm gonna run after them. I'm gonna run the same way as them anyway.
Now, I'm going to roll for both of these. The fog's moving quite quickly.
Oh dear.
Roll me a dex.
Emma, sorry. One of the boys was called Sam. What was the other boy's name?
She never got it.
Okay.
But so far, there was a Janie, and there
Yeah.
is a Sam.
I haven't put Janie, I just put little girl crumbled.
I rolled 10.
Mm.
You in running ahead. The oldest boy, faster and taller, continues rushing towards the white fence. And you hear Sammy, who's the oldest boy, shouting back to his little brother, "Hurry! Hurry, Petey! Petey! Hurry!" And you see he turns around and he goes, "If we get to the fence, he'll be okay." And you see he goes rushing towards the fence. He's sprinted across from his brother. Little Petey collapses into the floor just behind you. As you're running ahead, what do you do?
I'm gonna pick him up and help. I'm gonna help him up.
Back to go get him.
Yes.
It is so close right now. Just to warn you, rushing back, you're at risk of the fog.
Can I just try and grab his hand and pull him along?
You can transport a dex off against the fog. And
Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh.
You have 10 seconds to decide.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to run. I can't. I won't be able to save the boy.
Okay. As you turn round,
I won't be able to.
you try the panic, seeing the fog really close. The little boy Pete begins to try and get up. You turn, rushing after the other one. As he gets up, you see as the fog touches him. Running behind you, see the picket fence. As you see Sammy reaches around the corner, he looks back. Sam! Pete! Pete! Where is he? As he turns towards you, grabs hold of you. Where is my brother?
Oh! I couldn't do anything. He fell.
Mom! Mom! And you see he turns around and immediately goes rushing off. Now the fog continues to come. You move away from the fence, begin heading back, and as you look around and you see the edge of the fence, this fog should just seep right through. But instead, as you're deeply inhaling, getting ready to turn and run again, the fence, as it begins to swing, you see the fog, and it begins to spiral up and swirl around like a smoke been puffed out and it's hit a wall. And it doesn't seep through any further. Somehow, the fog ceases to move, and as you're looking around from either side, moving in, the white wall all around, the fog seems to be seeping in from everywhere on the northwest side where you were coming in from. Northeast side, sorry, when you were coming in from. You take a moment to realizing it's not coming any further. Do you continue on?
Are there any like wildflowers like within like where I am?
Yeah, there's a few very small, simple white little sky flowers.
Can I pick some of the little wildflowers up and like just place them at the edge of the fence
You go
as
over
like
to
a memorial?
and just start like daisies and a couple of other
Yeah.
little ones, putting a little pile
And
together.
I'm just gonna whisper and be like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't help you."
How long do you spend there?
A couple of minutes, a good couple of minutes, I think.
As you get up and turn, finishing your little memorial, you do begin to see in the distance a woman and further back a man, both running up. Do you continue to go down or stay put?
I'll stay put.
Now this woman, who's now like bright red-eyed, panting, who's beating the man that's way behind her, she comes up. What did you see? Tell me, what did you see?
It was the fog. He fell over. The fog, it got him and it caused him to just crumble into dust.
And she immediately like turns round, like kind of does a huge exhale of crying. As immediately she like kind of crumbles to the floor. Now, not just her, but a couple of other people seem to be now rushing up.
I'm so sorry. I tried. I couldn't have helped him.
I'll say at this point, like the man just kind of like, she's wailing in the corner and he's just like inconsolable. His face is startled as he's staring off in the distance. And all you hear from him is he goes, "What is it? What is this?
I don't know."
Everyone, head back to the tavern. May the wall protect us. Mary, now!" And he goes over towards his wife and begins trying to drag her back. Do you follow suit?
I'm gonna. Oh my goodness. Cost me that gets a difficult decision at the beginning. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna follow them and just keep trying to apologize.
Now, quickly getting back to Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
As you went looking for your mother,
Mm-hmm.
you don't reach Mr. Holds before you notice a thing up in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of come around, you see there's a bit of commotion. You've headed past, taken all the side exits that you can to kind of just avoid running into anyone specific. That's when you kind of notice there seems to be a commotion ahead, something going on.
Okay.
And that's when in the middle, right in the center, with his big backpack and overcoat, you see kind of like wide-eyed, staring off in the distance. And as you follow his eyesight to where it is, and it hits the fence to the left-hand side, roll me a perception check.
Oh, nat 20.
Ahead,
It's just me that's unlucky.
the younger boy you saw earlier, you see running what seems to be from fog.
Right.
As he tries to reach the fence, splits as he begins to clamber over, you see this fog hits. And right in front of your eyes, which causes Paul's to like water immediately, this kid disappears into dust.
Okay.
This is lovely.
But the panic sinks in as this fog suddenly looks as if it's going to continue. You know from what you've been told, this town's been protected for a long time.
Yeah.
The fog goes up almost like it's coning over and wisps around. As looking around, suddenly the entirety of the town seems surrounded in fog.
Sorry, what was that last bit?
How do you react? Sorry.
Who's next? Is there anyone next to me at all, or do I just see it on my own?
There's a couple of people around you. Somewhat like Paul's literally you could probably run to Paul quite quickly if you want someone you know.
Yeah.
Like, he's the only person you do know that there's a couple of other people here.
Do I see anyone that isn't from the village? Like,
Yes, there's plenty. Actually, to the right hand side of you, just coming out of the tavern. Actually, sorry, walking to the tavern. Right, is a new human gentleman who seems to have not been paying attention to the collateral. Most traders, most wanderers don't. They kind of come in and out, in and out. I'll just quickly check it in with Cook. Cook, were you leaving? You were, weren't you? Or were you still sitting when we left off with you?
I'd say at this point I would have been planning to leave for Thistlewood.
So I'll say, Sean, in the distance you see coming out of the tavern is that man you're traveling with that you saw.
Yep.
Right, Iran, you can see the coming out of the lake because literally you weren't far from the tavern from where they, because you came out of the Thistlewoods. So you coming out, him turning to go into the Thistlewoods, and then this man coming over, and Paul just down is a kind of like in a kind of tricept grouping around each other. So the nearest people actually near you right now is these strangers.
Okay. All right. I'll quickly rewind. How I'm going to react is I look up at the fog and the fence and where this boy has been taken, crumbled or whatever you want to say, and I go, the tailor has sold us up. And I look towards the two gentlemen coming out of the tavern. Strangers. I don't like strangers. And I begin to walk towards them.
Now, just so you know, because it is a very distinctive thing, and the first time you'll have seen it, both Sean and Cook, there's a half elf. You've not seen an elf at all yet, especially not a half elf. Now you can tell because of the smaller ears and the lighter skin compared to some of the others.
Hello, gentlemen. You look like you've come in here in time.
What you mean with the fog?
Whatever that is. I should be well aware of it. I'm scared as well.
I mean, it's a bit peculiar that it's just strolled in now, but seems like you know more.
See these fences?
Yeah.
They protect us.
From the wolves?
From the outside, sir.
Oh. And I'm assuming that this isn't supposed to get in.
No one's supposed to get in. Only traders and travelers. I'm guessing that's what you sir. A trader or traveler?
I dabble between the two.
Just to let you know, Sean, you're now there with them. Just so
Can I make an insight? Can I make an insight check on Cook to see if he's telling me the truth?
Yes, you can. Now, Cook is up to you to roll. You can roll a deception. You try and not.
We can try.
Keep anything open.
Sorry, what was that? Deception?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 9.
A 9?
I got an 18.
Now, what is it you said, Cook? You were a trader. You dabble in between.
Trader or a traveler, and I said I dabble between the two.
Would you say at the moment that is true?
Yes.
There is some truth to it, yes.
Okay. This man, though, Emma, has got weaponry with him that I see on him, yes.
Yes.
Okay. I saw the weapons. Are they for your protection?
Yes. Amongst helping my profession.
You see, I don't like outsiders with weapons, especially coming into town. Now this fog. Now don't be, judging, but I'm getting a bit scared.
I do feel like you are judging, sir, but begging my pardon. But this has nothing to do with me, and to be quite frank, if you're so concerned with this fog, you best be with people who are armed.
I never said you was part of this fog. I just said that I was getting scared, sir.
Sorry, we haven't really properly introduced each other. Are you, what, the guards of this place?
Now, one of your neighbours, Tim, sees you and goes, I'm sure the boy wishes.
What do you say? Sorry, I was changing the headphone. I do apologise.
Oh no, he said he kind of spiffed out and said, I'm sure the boy wishes.
Between you and me, I'm not liked around here. Hence the years.
That I can believe.
Now, I'm looking for someone. I best be on my way.
Wait, hang on. Someone? You're just gonna leave like that?
Well, I'm worried they're out on the fog, and obviously, if they're out in the fog, they'll be gone.
Very well then. Any advice that I should have tackling this fog?
It's fog, sir. You can't hit it with a sword. You can't hit it with a quarterstaff. You can't even hit it with this warhammer. My suggestion is you run.
Upon can I deal with how I can investigate what this fog is?
To the DM, you can begin some form of investigation. Obviously, you need to let me know more in depth of what it is you're actually trying to do. But yeah, you can begin to investigate it a bit.
Just to the DM, my main concern now is my mum and my other little friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just reading something. I don't know.
But can I say something to Sean's character? Can I say something to Sean's character?
Yeah, Sean, you are there.
Yeah. You're very quiet at the back there. It's probably a good thing around this town. People don't like opinions.
I just I say wait, do I know anything about this fog?
No. This is the first. I mean, obviously, fog as a weather, everyone knows about, but this is very thick, white, barely see-through fog. It seems very oddly unnatural. But do you know anything about it? No.
Do Cook and Sean have, because I can see them obviously, do they have anything of their wares that look tattered or torn?
Oh, all over. They probably have clothes that are slightly ripped, older, with bits falling out. Also,
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay. I'm going to say one more thing to cook then, if you don't mind. Before I leave, sir. Sir.
cook,
Your
dog me.
clothes. Your clothes. If you need a sewer, I can sew.
Well, I appreciate the thought, but clothes aren't something of an interest of mine as of now.
I agree, but the winter is coming. It's getting cold. We may need an extra jumper.
I have no copper to spare.
I don't desire copper. I desire a chat.
It's at this point that you hear the familiar voice of your friend, Ryan, Paul, as he's come over towards you and he goes, Gabrielle,
Oh, how are you?
I was fine until now. I'm a bit uncertain. Hello? He looks towards you quickly. Oh, it's you again.
You know these?
Oh, barely. I just hopped a ride on the way in. Nothing much. Did you see what happened?
I immediately go and like pat him on the shoulder, and I go, I'm glad you make it back. I'm glad you made it back safe. Oh,
Oh my! We were only here maybe 30 minutes earlier. Any later, maybe it would have gone us. I've overheard. Taking a little pee. Janie too. Couple of the others. Kids, mostly. No adults yet, that we know of, anyway.
As soon as
that's just
Henrik hears that, he peckers up for a bit, and it's like, is it just taking the kids?
Well, as far as I can make out, sir, it's kind of hard to tell, but I just seen little, and he looks over and he goes, there's just been so many, but so far, children alone, yeah.
I then turn to Ryan's character and go, do you have a place to rest?
I have a home, sir. Yes.
We're local.
If you can provide a bed for the night, I'll talk to you. As well as
I can
providing some of those wintry clothes you were suggesting.
provide a bed, sir, but it's very small.
Sorry, Paul tries to beat you up there. He goes, "Oh, he's really good. He's one of the best tailors. Probably even better than the tailor." Don't tell him I said that though.
Right.
I think it's the thing that I have no pain, and I put the needle, like my threading needle, to my finger and start doing that.
Well, thank you for proving that.
Can I turn to Paul and ask him? Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't see my little friend around, did you?
Oh, why is he missing?
He's missing.
Oh, well, he's only a little fella. I can't imagine he's gotten too far.
No, but I'm getting a little worried. I haven't seen him since this morning. Well, last
Let's
night.
go that.
Yeah.
I said, what does he look like?
Paul raises his eyes and looks towards you, waiting for your instructions.
He's about a foot tall.
Oh, he's a small fella. That's all they say. That he's a foot tall.
Okay.
Now, just quickly while you are all there,
Mhm.
I'll give just a second.
Mhm.
Liv, you are flying above Yanni.
Yeah.
As you're there, make me a perception check because you're nearly towards the proper outskirts of the town.
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20.
Yeah.
The fence is just in sight, and you can see just down the road there are a couple of people. Now you came south. As you're looking to the right-hand side, you begin to notice that there's a very strange density to the northwest side and east side of the actual bit, and seeping in towards Yanni and this strange man is a white fog. Now, the reason it catches your attention more than anything else, other than it's just incredibly density thickness, is hit the outer rim of the fence just further up the way, and isn't going anywhere further in, and instead seems to be seeping sideways. You see Yanni just below.
Oh no. I'm going to quickly send another message to him to actually run because I'm getting like
Scared.
Yeah.
Okay, he looks up towards you and he goes, why? He looks towards the right and he goes, it's just fog. Why are you so skitterish?
And I just say, I shout out, just run. Like scared, you'll be able to tell that I'm like freaking out. And he knows he can trust me, so.
Just because I like to keep the fates out of the DM's hands sometimes, Liv, you have Yanni's Dex Plus.
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Brian, roll me a D20.
Okay. 15.
Yeah. +2, 17.
Oh.
Ian, thank the fuck.
No.
No.
My fog has a plus. Roll me a D20.
Me?
No, roll cook.
Sorry, what am I rolling for?
Just roll
a D20. And just before Cook tells us the total, my plus is a 3.
Okay. Wait, your plus is a 3, so you add. Oh, okay.
Add 3.
Your number.
I got 13.
One under.
Oh my god!
It's some reason of startled panic just because you've made him freak out. He begins. Now, Ryan, quickly, I'm going to say, just because I feel like Dora would chase after the lad, we're going to have her chase after him as well. Following in, you see the fog beginning to get closer and closer. You fly it over quickly, rushing past the fence, and as you quickly turn, within a matter of seconds, this fog creeping up, you just see Yanni jump up, rush past it, and he turns round, and the man's also rushed past it as well. As the fog suddenly just stops right at the fence. What's happening? Looks at you, goes, Snow. What's going on?
I come at this point. I come down.
Now, you've not seen anything happen, but you just it freaks you out, and you don't know why.
Yeah, it's just I just have a bad feeling about it. And I come down and go. I don't know, but it just seems really weird that the dog stops at the fence, and I was just really worried about it. So
Immediately, this woman comes rushing over to grab hold. No, sorry, children. And immediately she looks up and she goes, sees you, and goes, Eth, hide, both of you. And immediately she turns around and rushes off back into the center of the forest. Now, to the right-hand side of you, walking in with a couple of other people, you see a furbolg. Ginger man with big ginger hair. Now, Sarah, has this gotten to you in a way that like it's made you teared up? Like, is your emotion in your face? That's what I need to know.
Yes.
Something.
Show us your emotions, Sarah.
Heart on your sleeve.
Let me just think of something sad.
Clearly, something has happened. There's a panic on that woman's voice. There is a sadness to this verbal man who has just, by the looks of it, entered the town. And say, great, from the center, you see a collection of people just talking. And you seem to see that there is a deep atmosphere of panic, uncertainty, and wariness.
Okay, I'm going to I assume, like, obviously when we go from town to town or whatever, he would hide me because I'm not people you usually enslave. If so,
he has a cage if you want to be out in public.
Yeah.
You look like property.
Yeah.
So, or you can just hide generally. It's up to you.
Okay, I'm going to hide. What am I going to do?
Get in your cage, Liv. Get in your cage.
Get in my cage. I'll get in the cage, but I don't want him to have me out. I want him to like have me hidden somehow. So I'm more gonna be the ears of the kind of surroundings, and he's gonna be the eyes for me.
Yeah, I'll say what he does is because he's got quite a big like a big coat that wasn't made for him. It was maybe like a taller lad, one of the older cook chefs, the assistants. Yeah. So he wraps you underneath there, holds you up like this, and you're like poking between his like shoulders. Yeah. Through there.
And then obviously because I'm listening to everything, I'm gonna use every time I speak to him, I'm gonna use my cantrips. No one else can hear me.
Just so you know, as he's doing this, I'll say that Dora's character is watching over, kind of. He's stood, he is getting ready, and he looks up and he goes, "What?" And Dora's character just kind of looks, nods, and continues to follow you. I don't know what Dora would do, so that's what we're going to do with it. Yes, right?
Yeah.
Is Dora's character holding one of them grim things? You know, like the grim.
Just points at small woman and goes, "No, next."
Just a curved sword, though. She has a scimitar.
I assume Dora's a elf.
A dark elf. So as soon as she enters, immediately you notice she lifts up the hood, has like a scarf that comes up over the face and covers herself completely.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of instruct Jenny to so did the furbolg see me? That's the question. I wanna
I'll say, Sarah, you probably just saw that in the distance. There is past the fence a darker like dressed man and a young lad, but I'll say with your emotions and how everything's gone right now, you don't notice that there was an it now.
Does the furbolg come like, if you looked at Sarah's character, would my character be like, he looks like someone that would be friendly to talk to?
Now, furbolgs,
Dora's would not be friendly to talk to.
No. So the one thing I'll say to everyone, because you all know this and I won't repeat it consistently, furbolgs under Ith are so Ith are a mischievous race. Like halflings are the wisecrackers, smilers, jokesters kind of thing. Furbolgs are the nature-loving hippies.
Okay.
Kind by heart, generally. They are, just so you know, she's a rarity. She won't like elves, be seen as something negative, because elves are seen as dark beings, deep in depth with grim and dark elements of magic and death, as well as ancient history of fighting against with man. Whereas furbolgs are basically, those seen as cow giants. So some people might be a little off-putted by them, but they are inherently magical, naturally gifted. So, and in between what an elf and a human would be, magically wise, gifted. So you would probably feel closer to a furbolg than you would anyone else. Yeah, apart from the elf. The elf is.
Well, if I'd seen the furbolg, I'd instruct Janie to be. He'd kind of be the first person he should go speak to ask for some help. Then, so when we walk past her,
in his
head.
Now, immediately he kind of wanders over, and as he's noticing, just because I don't want to keep Dora too far away from you, he looks over and goes, "Are you following, sir?" And she goes,
"Just mute."
Okay. Just Sarah.
That exact expression as well with the.
Yeah. Now, sorry. You see this young lad that's kind of wrapped up in this overcoat, small blonde hair, like brown hair, sorry, comes up towards you. And immediately you notice he is an elf. Now, this is the issue where he is an elf. He's a light elf. He's a wood elf. So quite light, coppery skin compared to the rest. Now, Sarah, you don't have a problem with elves. You don't really have, I mean, it's up to you, but you've never had any major issues necessarily with them itself, if that makes sense. Also, in the country you come from, no one really gives a fuck. So what you're about to experience is different, but you do notice that as this young lad elf begins walking up towards you, the humans around you disperse away from him.
No.
And, he notices that they're leaving, and then when you're not, he kind of gets a little bit of the confidence to move forward towards you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Are you from here?
No.
No. Okay. Neither are we. Me.
We.
Him.
We.
Him. He comes up to the dude with the hood. No, you can't see his elf because he's got a hood up, but he's got darker eyes. So
right.
And he goes, him. We.
So cute.
Fuck. Oh no.
What? I mean, language, young one.
Oh, sorry. We don't know this town either. I needed someone to help me around. My friend is mute. So
I see.
can't ask on my behalf.
I don't know how I'm supposed to help. I just.
Please, you see, goes. I just need an adult.
Okay.
Just
I'll help.
I'm gonna message him and to say, does this person know any sort of healing or medicine or anywhere we can find any?
Oh yeah. Medicine.
I don't think I do.
Do you know a healer? Or could you help me find one?
I can help you look for one.
Yes, please.
Okay. Don't go into the fog.
Ask why.
Oh, why?
Oh, how do I put this to a child? I didn't kill the child. The child just fell over. It should have been faster.
Sarah killed a,
No,
Sarah
that's a
killed
joke.
a
That's a joke.
child.
That's a joke.
Oh my
That's a
God.
joke. And you could like, it's just dangerous. If that fog touches you, you will
Oh,
crumble. Is the best way I can put it. There isn't really a
Okay. No going in the fog.
yes. Don't touch the fog.
Okay. Now, as you are both talking, you hear a woman's voice. What are you doing?
Talking.
You see, like, he looks over, and immediately this boy's face has a quick smile, like a. As you turn around and you notice quite a older but pretty looking elf woman. The first I've seen. A kind of darkerish skin, dark hair, like white slicked back towards the end.
Say you need healing. Or say you need medicine.
Do you have medicine? No. But my son does.
Will your son help?
He looks towards the boy and he goes, "Who will help the boy? Are you in need of help?"
I'm not in need of help. I was just helping the boy.
Word around town is to get into the inn. I will tell my son to meet you there. And she begins to turn around and walk in that direction. Okay.
Let's go to the inn.
Now,
Invite.
he whispers down to you, "There's an elf."
Will I notice him whispering?
God's sake. This boy.
What did you get, Sarah, for perception?
Right, I didn't roll. I didn't know I had to. Right, 1 second.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah, okay. It's okay. I probably didn't notice anywhere. I got shut up, Sean. I swear to God, you're smart. I got in total 6.
That's fine. You got 5.
Right, okay. Instead of like, I'm just gonna like sort of lean down to that height, and I'm gonna be like, "Who are you whispering to?" It's okay. I'm not. I won't say anything. I'm good at keeping secrets. You can trust me. I promise.
I'm insane.
I'll tell him. No. Just show her. Just show her. Or just show him.
He lifts up like that, and you see in there a little it's going.
I'm just gonna do like a little smile, and I'm gonna wave, and I'm like, "Oh, well, a peculiar creature."
Now you've heard of Ith before, but yeah, you've not properly seen one up close.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like freaked out, would I? Or like
no.
bothered.
From what you've been told, they're from your area. They don't really talk about them much because in your area, Ith trade isn't necessarily a thing.
Yeah,
but you know that they are a creature that's meant to be dying off and hiding mostly from your country anyway. Anything out of woods, a little bit vague.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, what a peculiar little creature. I've heard of them, but we've never seen one. Very interesting. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
Looking towards Dora's character Athenon, he goes, "People like to nick her." And I like you.
Okay.
Exactly.
He shrugs.
Give me a sec. My cat's getting into the fucking treat drawer. He's learned to bloody open the cupboard and get the treat. It's so
Oh my
annoying.
god.
Come here.
Little kid.
Need to make it slippery.
Oh,
Now
look at the big.
I'll say he's begin kind of walking and walking as this kind of happens, just so like he's progressing to the objective. He closes her up, keeps it tight, and he goes, She's really nice. She's called Snowflake. And we've been friends for like a year. Yeah.
Oh, Snowflake. Snowflake is a very pretty name.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she likes it. Do you like it?
I tell him that, still in his head, by the way.
Mm.
So it does make him seem a bit insane because he's talking to someone that doesn't look like it's talking to him. I tell him that only my real friends know my real name.
Just so I know, you've told him your real name, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't think you mind it. It's more that when you're a slave, you kind of become accustomed to what you're given.
I see. I understand that.
Yeah. Now, like they kind of continue, kind of walking. He goes now and just kind of keeps it there as you begin kind of coming down. Now, collectively, back with all of you three that were in the middle of talking, Ryan, you see in the distance coming down with a collection of people that are coming down because they've kind of scattered around coming to see the fog, and now they're all beginning to protrude in. You see Troy from the tavern that he's all in has heard whispers of what's going on, immediately coming out. Everyone inside, please. Now you see your mother coming down. She sees you and gives you a wave. Gets herself together and begins to have a not a jog, but like a more faster paced walk towards you. And she comes up, grabs your arm, and goes, "You are safe."
Aye. So are you.
And pulls you in closer, puts her head against yours. For a moment there, I thought you were gone.
It takes more to take me.
She looks towards, across from you. Who are these people?
I don't know. They seem friendly enough at the minute.
What have I said about talking to strangers?
And what have I said about me making friends?
Taps you in the nose. You've got me there. Are you well enough today for... And she goes, some of your if abilities.
Ooh.
I'm well. And yourself? Do I see her shaking, Emma?
She seems nervous.
Yeah.
I am well too. I'm a little bit cautious, but there is a young... And she goes, elf boy. He has made his way to town and has outran the fog. Will you help him? And she grabs your hand.
I will do what I must.
Would this conversation be in listening distance?
You can try and listen in if you'd like. You can remain perception. Side. I wouldn't say he's whispering, but rather, keeping to yourselves off to the side.
Can I ask my mum quickly something as well before, I don't mind if, if you could try and listen in. Mum, have you seen my little friend?
The little one. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want you upset. He wandered out this morning. And from what I saw, some men picked him up from the corner side, took him into the woods.
Okay, I will have to. I'll and I sort of like don't know what to say. And I go, I'll pray to the tailor tonight for him.
She goes, I will take the weave. We can pray together.
And tailor will be with us.
And may the tailor guide us. And she grabs the back of your head, closes it down, pushes it against you.
I do the same.
Yeah. I will see you inside the tavern. I'm going to see if Mr. Hold is inside.
Oh, I have to go in.
She goes, no, go around the back.
Thank you, mother.
No worries, my son. She turns towards, as she's leaving, sees Cook and Sean's character.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately she kind of like startles back a little bit. I would get inside if I was you. It's getting foggy outside. And she begins to wander off round the back.
I got a 22 out of that conversation.
You heard all of it.
At which point when I find out about this, rather than following him, I go back into the tavern.
Okay. Now, Sarah.
Do I say cook leave? Sorry.
Yeah, you will separate, I suppose.
Does Sean leave with him?
I'm actually going to stay with you, Ryan.
Okay.
You go back in the tavern. Ryan, as you're stood there, Sarah, because you know your mum pointed out this little boy. They were not too far behind her because she rushed ahead to you. You see, like they noticed you talking to her, and he doesn't know what to do, but then notices you're a half elf as well. And he's immediately like he's trying because he can't do it back to you, Liv, which is why he did it to you. Quickly, just sorry, Ryan. He goes, oh, there's another one? No? Maybe? Yeah.
Maybe don't talk into your coat, kid.
Do I wait?
Just if your friend says something, just say it to me, and then it's not going to look strange talking to yourself, is it? Act as if you're talking to me.
Oh, okay. There's another one. He says it louder.
Am I here now?
Yeah, you're here now with them.
Stop playing with the dice.
Hello,
Sean,
young one.
you are there, Sean, just to let you know.
Hello, young one.
Hi.
I hear you've been brave. You ran from the frog.
I did. I was very brave.
A warrior like you must have some wounds.
I've got a bite mark, and this is when I burnt myself helping the cook back at the and there is where he starts pointing just random shit.
I grab his arm, not hard, but I grab his arm. The bite mark. I will tailor that back together for you.
Could you? Oh, and you see he grabs you lightly. He goes, "Do you have anything for a cough? Medicine, maybe?"
I'm just gonna have a quick look at my inventory.
Now, just to let you know, Ryan. So, healing magic will heal like open wounds and
yes, it doesn't do cough.
No, sicknesses. No. That's a different spell, like diseases and all that stuff. But you are generally like in the healing trade by like.
I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna say. Fine.
Very quickly, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say.
Oh, you muted. Sorry.
Can I ask in his head? Can I just ask him to ask what kind of healer he is?
Oh, what kind of healer are you?
I'm one of them ones they call cleric.
A cleric? Now, just so you know, clerics will be rare as fuck. Healing magic particularly is, which is why you're probably like being a little bit quiet with Ryan, is seen very differently in very different areas, and it depends on the cleric, depends on the clergy, depends on what you believe in, what your faith is very diverse. Most of yous, I'm trying to think of it. Sarah, you had one cleric. That wasn't even a full cleric. Maybe just a healer with additional magic in your town. Cook, you'll have heard. You're not there, but just so you know, in future times, clerics where you come from as well are a no-go. They're banned.
Can I ask the kid what his name is?
Yanni.
Yanni.
It looks
Yanni.
like Janny because it's a J, but
Yanni.
it's like a Y.
Yanni.
Johnny.
These people behind you, are they your friends?
You see, he looks towards Dora's character. I would say acquaintances.
And the furball.
Oh, I just
me prying. Wow. My name is Gabriel. Nice to meet you all.
And he shakes your hand.
I'll
Yeah, I
shake
shake
well.
everyone's hand that's there. I try and shake Dora's hand. I mean, will she? Do you reckon?
I'll say it silently, you know, like.
Yeah. Okay.
I can imagine her being like this.
I know, yeah, well.
If she does that, I go.
It doesn't say anything,
I'm gonna say to Star's character. Oh, what's your name?
Eden. And
Oh.
yours? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name, Sean? What is your name?
Do you not remember your own character?
I know what his name is. I
don't know what the name is.
They call
Yeah, I
it
think I know.
Stacy. They call it Jane.
You
That's not
literally
my name.
Steve.
You Stephen. Stephen. You're called Stephen.
What are you waiting for?
Now, between you and me, young one, I have been told to go to the tavern to heal you.
Okay.
But I don't like the tavern. People don't like me around here.
Is that where people get drunk?
Yeah.
I don't like taverns either.
How about you come back to my place with your friends? I will knit you a jumper. I'll sew you a jumper.
Oh,
I love jumpers.
That might heal your cough.
Yeah. Do you have a fire? It's really cold.
I have a small one.
Off, you fucking nonce, man.
Okay, I couldn't still you, Sarah. I goes, is it okay if we do this? And he looks towards you but says it loud enough for you to hear.
yeah. I say back. Yes, I can help light a fire as well.
I'll say yes, it's okay. Just so that no one gets suspicious.
May I ask a favor from you all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking for one of my friends. He's about 1 foot tall.
Oh. What, like a this?
Kind of. Not an if. More covered in blood.
What would I think when he says that?
A bit concerned. It's a bit. Why would it be cut? Why specifically that? Why covered in blood?
I'll tell him to ask why is it covered in blood.
What? Why is it covered in blood?
And I lean into the boy, Emma, and I whisper,
It's
it's a heart.
Now the boy leans back a little bit, and he just looks up to you, Eden, but says it loud. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll help you find your missing friend, sir.
I'll
heal you.
try and
I
help
will
as
heal
well.
you first.
Fucking
And make sure you get a nice jumper and a scarf. And then we will go looking for my friend, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No, Sean, sorry. You take a quick step back, and you quickly hear a as you took a step back and stepped on a cat's tail, and immediately it hisses back and heckles and looks up to you, and it goes quite aggressively. And then as it does, you see it like do that thing where it like moves around.
Not very good tune with I.
This aggressive cat. Now, Eden, it's making you think to yourself, oh boy mentioned a really big fat cat, and you just see this stripy, like big fat moving away.
I'm guessing that's. I'm just in my head. I'm just gonna be thinking that must be that cat that kid was talking about. Interesting. Can I try and reach down and pet it?
Roll me an animal handling.
Oh God, I need to get where something. Is that the one?
Yep.
Thank you. And let me get my apple. Oh, I don't know if my animal handling is good. That's eBay. That's the
I don't think.
It's not terrible.
Right?
I got a nat 20! Yay!
Oh,
Finally a good roll.
I'll get back to that real quickly, Ryan. Yeah.
Can I do something a little bit weird?
Yeah, anyone's allowed to do whatever they want.
To make me look a little bit more like, because they think I've got like power. I'm guessing they think the little boy thinks I've got powers now, like
The little boy
air powers.
now.
Yeah. I've got a cantrip. I don't know which one it is. I think I can't pronounce it. But can I turn my eyes like bright green?
Yes, you can. Now, please, the cat startles and that happens. Sarah, you kind of just lay it down first and immediately go, it's okay. Like, immediately, and like get some things out. You get a little bit of your food out that you've got left in your bag and just gesture it out a little. And it goes from there. Like, comes over.
Oh. Yay, I got a friend.
Starts nibbling on it.
I'm gonna like a little bit.
You pet it and it starts doing that thing where it like rubs up against
Yeah.
you.
Oh.
A little bit. Whilst that happens, Ryan's voice seems quite smiling and he looks up towards you and you make your eyes go like bright green and you see he goes, oh, cool.
Can I try and stroke it?
Sarah, as it's like rubbing against you, the Stephen begins to come down and as you go, I'm gonna try, it goes and immediately starts starting off very quickly and aggressively.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
I don't think the wee one likes you.
I accidentally stood on its tail.
Well, maybe watch where you're standing next time.
Now, collectively, I'm assuming are you heading straight to your house?
I am.
Okay. We'll leave you guys off for a second. Cook. You went into the tavern. Now, collectively, quite a large amount of people have come in here. Probably doubled the size that was in there before. Most of these will be local. Any travelers were probably in here, or you've kind of gathered inside already. There's a couple of people about. The man that you were speaking to earlier has gone behind the bar, and he's got maybe roughly like 3-4 people talking to him. There's a crying woman to the side of one of the tables, sobbing while her husband tries and consoles her. And there's like just people chattering about what's just kind of happened. People that don't know, people that are a bit unsure, some people don't believe it. There's kind of a mixture of different voices and chattering of trying to grasp what's going on. What are you doing?
I'd want to see if I can try and find my old spot where I was sitting before, like with the tea.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see you sit down, go back. The cup was still there, not picked up by Troy at the time when he was dealing with everything. But you move it to the side because you drank it in a way through. Are you waiting just for like that moment to get a fresh drink, or what is he waiting for?
I want to see if by the off chance I can get to talk with the bartender again.
I'll say like after like maybe chatting to a couple of like people, he eventually comes over to you. Another drink.
Sure. By the looks of things, we're going to be in here for a while.
I would recommend it for now. You see, he turns around, begins going, and he goes, tea or something a bit stronger?
Nothing brings in business than a disaster.
It wouldn't be the first to this town.
Is this new? This fog?
You see, he turns around and he goes, yes, of this kind. We've had many things come in, out, but particularly this, whatever this is, I do not know.
That chap out there seemed to know quite a bit. Who is he?
Now he remembers who you were stood next to. Oh. Gabrielle.
And, what, is he like some sort of guard, protector?
No, he's a butcher's assistant. He works for Quigel, the butcher. His mother, Erin, works for the tailor, Mr. Holt, who's sat over there.
He just seemed to know quite a bit of what was happening. Strange that would come from an assistant.
What do you mean he knew what was happening?
Well, I mean, he kept telling us to get out of the fog. I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this, but he was quite concerned given how that fence out there was supposed to protect this town.
Probably because, in truth, the idea of its protection was always kind of, I guess you would say, a myth. We know what it was built for. We know why it was there, but we've never actually seen it truly at work. Don't get me wrong, I get my troubles, but we've never actually dealt with true threats. Within the walls, anyway. Because of this, why not make it true? It must be true.
Either that, or someone's caught on.
Or that too. Who knows? Maybe it's the beginning of war. I don't know. Maybe it's the... You're telling me. You're telling me. In truth. Don't take any mind of the boy. He's a half elf at the end of the day.
Troubling elves.
What did you say, Cook?
Troubling elves.
Tell me about it. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten used to them being here. Erin's decent at what she does. Keeps to herself. She raised the boy in the right way. He keeps to himself. Probably best. He's had a bit of trouble. People coming in and out. Not many people like elves.
I know. He's a good lad, you say?
When I say good, he's never caused any issue.
He offered me some winter clothes in exchange for a conversation.
Fuck, I didn't realize he'd gone that lonely. I'd take it. Free labor off an elf. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a young boy, idealistic, but good craftsman. I wouldn't mind some fresh clothes. Ask him for a scarf while you're at it.
Aye. Well, maybe I might do once this fog has passed.
Just quickly, sorry, before you go. Yeah, I'll be there within you a second. Sorry. I've heard whispers. Everyone thinks it's just children. We only know that because Mr. Saxon's just rolled through it. Maybe 5 minutes after. I don't know if that's true. But so far, everyone says they've only seen the kids go. He came right strolling through on his horse.
Well, was there anything different about him?
He was surprised. Didn't have a fucking clue what we were talking about. He said it was just really hard to see through. Just a little bit thick, he said. What do you make of that?
Smoke screen.
Through that. Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry. Gotta go. And he goes off to pull off the rest of his other pints and drinks and whatnot.
As I'm in the tavern, do I notice a particular someone around me?
Let me perception check.
Natural 20.
Wow.
That was an
I got a couple of
intentional.
them tonight.
Nice.
3 nat 20s today.
So I'll say you hear there's about roughly around about 3 things that we'll do a collection of. One is something you see, which is pinned up on the wall. There is a notice for something directed from the king. A public notice, which is old, ratty, and probably got pinned up many months ago, maybe even years, because it's brown and aged and a bit hard, but it's been up there for a while, which is a reward for any alchemist that can find a cure for his daughter. The second thing you do notice is that there are 2 men that I've brought in from their stall from the market bit that's just around the corner, which is none of you's kind of got to. It's right at the back. As they're pulling in the marketplace, you see them bringing in a couple of their wares with 4 cages of plopped onto the table with 3 ith in them. Tiny little pixies, all caged up, and then a box with about 2 more caged inside. One's a dwarf, ruffled up, sits back down. The other one is a skinny, taller man, and they're surrounded by a couple of people that seem to natter on, catching up. The third thing you see with a natural 20, which is the only reason I'm letting you see this, is round the back, you see a female elf, older, hiding around the back. Troy sees her for a moment, so it's the only reason you see it, because he nods towards her, turns back round, and round the corner, you see she's there, going through some of the stall stuff, and she stops, and as she's going through, she opens up a letter. She rolls up the letter and puts it in her pocket. She stops for a moment, glances, and you catch each other's eyes. And she turns around and disappears. And that's all.
What, she was just going through her wares and stuff?
Somewhere. Whatever's in the back.
I try to get the bartender's attention again.
I'll say eventually, a minute or so later, Troy comes past. Yes, Larry?
That female elf over there, do you know who she is?
It's Aaron.
Aaron?
Aaron.
Just out of interest, silly question to ask, but what does she do?
Taylor's assistant.
Well, thank you kindly.
All right. Nods towards you, and unless there's anything else you want of him, he slowly walks away, keeping that distance to see if there's anything else you want to ask, but when there's nothing else, he continues on.
I'm going to try and find her.
Okay. I'll say it doesn't take you too long, just because you get up quite quickly, finish your drink, begin to head out, and going out whilst everyone else is coming in. She's the only one at the moment that seems to be leaving the establishment round the back. You follow around for a corner as she begins heading off to the the left-hand side, which delves towards the outer skirts of the town, closer to the fence, but still a little bit inwards to a small, tiny stone thatched hut to the side. Quite small. At this point, you can see people, including some of the people that you've already met, are beginning to go inside. She's a little bit further out and is currently stopped just on the gateway near where the water well is. There's a well in the centre of town that she's beginning to kind of go through quickly. What do you do?
I go up to her and say, "Excuse me, miss.
Yes?
You shouldn't be out here. Supposedly this miss is dangerous."
Everything here is dangerous.
Including you?
If you don't perceive anyone as a threat, then you're going through life none the wiser.
tell that to those who fell.
It is a shame. Children are the best of us. Just birthly nude, shining bright, taken away before they could even be tainted.
I couldn't help notice that you were a bit stressed back there.
What of it to you?
Just find it concerning is all.
Does a stressful elf concern you?
Anything that involves elves concerns me.
Now she gives you a glare and lowers her head towards you when you say that. Seems a little bit cautious. She stops pulling up the bucket and then just slowly finishes it and grabs it. I have guests. Enjoy your night. And she begins to turn around and head towards the house where everyone seems to have gathered.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
At this point, I realize that like the fog isn't gonna go anytime soon. So, did I take note of where? I've forgotten his name. Gabriel lives.
You saw kind of like the general direction of where they were heading. You were talking to her because it's quite like open in it spreads out into valley lands at that point. Where they were heading is kind of obvious that they've turned into this building just up the way they're heading.
I think I'll head to there.
Okay. Now we'll quickly just get to this grouping as you all begin to get into this tiny house. Just so you know, there is a table chair that is 3 wooden ones, slightly crafted with one leg that is slightly bent on one of them. A wooden table, yes, Sarah?
I'm quite tall. Will I have to duck?
There's a thatched roof, so
So am I.
Upwards.
Okay.
Yeah, like not nowhere near as tall as her, but yeah, quite tall.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's got a tall
Like,
like you could like literally stand next to each other, and that's the length, like kind of thing. If that makes sense. So like you can wander around a little bit. When I say it's more like to get an idea. It's only got like 3 chairs and one tiny fire in the bit. Enough for you to kind of sit around, but it's not the most spacious. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I'll get some general pictures of what his house looks like, but you will eventually get cozily. Eventually, the young lad kind of goes to the side, and you notice that the pot's kind of like tilted over the side. Your fire's died out. You wasn't prepared for the morning while you and your mother are out. So at the moment, it's kind of pretty cold in here.
Okay. I immediately try and see if there's any wood to get the fire going. Let's see if I've got any left from like last night or anything.
There's some left. It'll definitely keep it going for this night. That was one of your to go get out more throughout the
Yeah, that's fine.
But there's enough to last the remainder of the day and going on to the night.
Sorry, 2 things. Does Sarah still look upset?
I would say because Sarah has been quite traumatized by the events of seeing 2 children disappear before her eyes. Well, it's up to you, Sarah, if you think it would get to your character in such a way.
I think it would get to him a little bit, yeah.
I'm gonna ask something then. Are you okay, sir?
Not really.
May I ask why?
I've seen 2 children die today.
I see. Well, death is a new world. That's something to be frightened of. Something to be discovered.
I'm not so much scared of death myself, but seeing someone so young just be gone so fast without ever getting to grow up, or it's
Just try and think of it this way. They're having a new adventure on their own.
I don't want to die.
oh, he heard us.
As he says that, I'm going to use one of my spells. I'm going to cure wounds.
You're gonna cure that open little burn wound he's got. Now, it's up to you. So this is kind of where the visual comes in. This is where I want everyone to be a little bit creative. So Ryan, for you, you are summoning parts of like both Grim and Ith at this point. It's already demanding. But how do the wounds look to you? Like, what happens when you do it?
Like, I want it to be like, so I touch him,
Mm-hmm.
and I want it like, it's gonna like lime green sort of like veins sort of just comes up and heals the parts that need to be healed.
Yeah.
And then like maybe as it's healing, like the lime green and like the blood bits sort of turn to black and green and like fold together.
Okay, I like that. And almost like they begin to stitch and reform with the two colours. I love that. So I don't think I need to explain any further than that. It's a kind of a beautiful way of saying it. But yeah, with these, it's kind of almost as if like there are these two vein-like blood elements glowing in darkness and light coming together to stitch and recreate. And you see, Eden, actually both of you two see, as his little open burn wound that he's been having for quite a while slowly like begins to like close up, and like with a glow that begins to fade and disappear in dust. Wow.
Will I have ever seen magic like that? I won't have, because he's a cleric, isn't he?
Not like that, no.
Okay.
Never.
I've never seen magic like that. What is it?
It's forbidden. And I sort of laugh like a bit geekily.
I say to, like, he says to Liv, like underneath, he goes, "You need to come see this." Like, I'll say he whispers that, he's gonna whisper that. Yeah. He got an 18, so he got it quite hard. You need to
see what?
My burn's gone. Like, gone.
He's talking to his dog.
So cute.
Do we see him talking to himself again?
Roll me perception check. Sarah Lord.
Am I there?
Will I have to, because I know he has her,
Yeah,
don't
you know.
I?
Oh no, you don't have to. You don't
Okay.
have to.
Wait, am I there?
You know he's
Yeah,
doing
you're there.
I'm gonna roll.
Yeah.
Well, Sean definitely doesn't notice he got a nat one.
Oh no. I'll say, Sean, you've actually not really seen magic of a lot of kind, but particularly this kind. So you're just there staring, going,
I'm like,
now, as you're kind of, what did you get, Ryan?
I got a 12.
A 12? It's alright, you got a 7. So yes, you did see him do that. Now,
my wee little friend. Who are you talking to?
myself.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Being saved, yeah.
Okay. You're talking to yourself. I understand. But
I do that.
if you're not talking to yourself, this here, these 4 walls, and me, a safe place.
Don't tell him.
Okay, I understand.
No, that scarf.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back into like my like not my bedroom because it's not really a bedroom, but a bed. Do I have any like leftover like material that I would have made like a scarf? Anything?
You and your mother have a box particularly full of leftover materials and
Yeah.
things. That's kind of enough. That would be enough to, over the course of the rest of the day, knit like something that would be scarf worthy.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just pick out like what I think is gonna fit him, and yeah.
No, it's fine. Now, quickly, as you're kind of scrummaging around and everyone else is getting comfortable, you see the door, like kind of the and the woman comes in that you've seen before, coming in with a bucket, comes over. Really, Gabrielle, you've not even got the fire going yet.
Sorry. I was a little bit busy making friends.
Okay, can I do something that'll make Yanni look like he's got some sort of like maybe magical powers?
Yeah.
I've got a cantrip, and it can set small fires on alight.
Mhm.
But obviously, I know it'll need like some sort of like my fairy dust or whatever on it. So he could like shake his hand and it'll fall through onto the fire,
That'll be so cute.
so he can set fire to the fire.
Are you gonna tell him to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so she starts gathering some of the wood as Gabriel. You're getting the fabrics and everything else that you're kind of needing. She closes some of the open doors that were left open in some of the rooms, private, possibly her own. Comes back over, and as she starts to get like kind of this like these two stones that starts going through, you and Yanni have a quick discussion about kind of what to do, and he goes, wait, I can do it. And as he goes over, he just starts like, no. So, Liv, roll me a performance check, and I'm going to have him roll a performance check as well. Oh!
Oh, I've got 23.
Oh,
20.
nice! We must protect this child at all costs.
Now, this amongst you, as you're coming in, but holding the fabrics, you suddenly see shaking the hand over, and this glittering white.
It's white. I want it to be white and purple.
Yeah, so like it's like white and purple, like dust begins flickering out, and as they lay it down, you see it as it drops in the fire. It burns.
Just saved you some materials.
It goes.
Very impressive.
Look, your mother looks towards you, like eyes up, like you should be a bit wary. Okay.
Doesn't look like I'm the only one with a gift.
I have some stuff. Would you like to sit down? Yes, please. And you see, he sits down like she begins to bring. And all of a sudden, I'm assuming, Cook, how are you gonna do it when you arrive? Are you knocking? Are you? What's going on?
I'll just knock.
Your mother looks towards you. Are we expecting anyone else?
Not that I know.
She goes back up towards.
I will go.
She turns and goes back around.
I go to the door.
Cook.
I open it.
Gabrielle answers the door.
Hello.
Twice in one day, sir. Do I need to get an order against you?
Potentially, I was promised a scarf for my time.
And you're welcome. May I ask one thing before you come in?
Okay.
Weapons stay outside.
You're kidding.
There is a box. You hear your mother's voice come round the corner, and as you turn, Cook, you actually do see there's a box to the side.
I've laid my arms down, sir. You lay yours.
Why are you so worried about weapons?
As I said, sir, these ears have caused me lots of troubles in the past.
What, you worried I'm gonna cut them off?
Thanks.
No, I'm worried you might tell someone.
Fine. I begrudgingly put them in the box, like just like start chucking them, like.
I open the
Like
door further to let him in.
She turns to everyone else, his mother, and goes, "That is for everyone else. No weapons in the house."
Just so long as
I'll,
nobody else uses them weapons.
I'll immediately go out and put my weapons in the box.
You see, Yanni looks towards Dora's character in the corner and goes, "He broke mine."
Okay.
I'll say he turns around quietly, awkwardly, and goes and puts his weapons in as well. Quietly. And Sean, do you do that?
Yeah, I haven't put my weapon in the box.
As you come in, you see for a split second, his mother turns towards what seems to be like an idol kind of like statue in the corner of this kind of like dark sheath, and standing in the middle is a sewing needle just in front. And she stops and she goes, "May he in darkness show us the light." You are my guests of me and Gabrielle in this home. For the time being, you are safe. No harm will come to you, so long as no harm comes to us. Now, I will make food. Now she wanders off, and you all kind of comfortably kind of like get comfy.
Can I make some drinks for people? Like, even if it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you can. You collectively make drinks for everyone.
And I just sort of like awkwardly stand in the corner.
Now, just because I will be needing to end soon.
Yeah, so will I.
We'll be leaving off with like kind of this strange collection of everyone around this fire.
Mm-hmm.
This oddity of groups of people that have come together in this time where this town suddenly has come across a dark event. As you are collectively gathering around the fire, two things happen. Ryan, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please. And
Sorry, what was that?
Sean there.
Yes.
You need to roll me a d20.
You need to roll a d20.
Please. Oh my god, there's no way. Not 20.
Come on.
Okay.
I got 21.
21.
Nice.
Nice. The last thing is, Cook, I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw, please.
I can't believe we've gotten 20s today. That's crazy.
I got a 9.
A 9.
Oh.
Please don't make me roll anything.
Sean,
Yes.
you get a quite twitch on your nose.
Oh, you need to write this down because you're not seeing this.
And you get suddenly like a strange like itch on your neck. And you're like, it's really beginning to bother you. Like kind of aggressively. You're trying to like, whilst everyone's like beginning to settle down and talk and get around this fire and things are going on, you feel a sudden like kind of urge where you get like just weirdly like angry a moment. But you hold it. And it goes away. You shake yourself and you get back to the conversation of the fire. Cook. The effects of your day didn't seem to appear at first. But suddenly, as you're beginning to sit inside this room, you get a very strange sensation of feeling a bit sick. You feel a bit, oh, that's not what I was meant to be doing.
That's the sound of my stomach.
You begin to feel a bit sick. And this strange taste sensation begins to appear in your mouth. Kind of like that taste of like iron and metallic blood. And you kind of like, as you're kind of like picking out your teeth, you're beginning to notice that your gums are bleeding. You cover it quite well. Every time you feel a little bit of it coming, you suck it out a little bit. And it gets to a point where at one point you can start covering your mouth and you're just beginning to like swallow it. Looking around to make sure no one's noticing. It gives you that kind of queasiness, and as you're like thinking, so it's only a little bit at first, but it's becoming quite consistent, as if like you've got an open wound, but you know you've not eaten anything, and you know just this, you get irritated and you're just like, for fuck's sake. And then you're going, you think to yourself, great, this is what the rest of the day is going to be. Ryan.
Mm.
You get a very strange sensation that as you're picking up and you see for a second the tailor's statue, you go over for a moment and holding the fabrics as you're about to turn to this random group behind you, you get a quick flash. And you find yourself in the middle of a forest. And down in front of you is a cage. A large cage. Silver. And as big as it is, right in the center, as you lower down in the middle, you see a heart. A human heart beating. And as it turns, because it begins to move, you see the little legs and arms and the beady eyes as your friend, as he sits down. And that's where we're going to leave off for the first ever session of Grim.
Oh.
What the fuck?
What the? So I've seen two kids die. Sean stepped on a cat. You know.
I
Doing great
love you
stuff.
all. I have to go. Leo hasn't stopped crying for like the last half hour.
Oh,
So
bless him.
Why did you just say?
I'm throwing up.
that's brilliant, guys. I'll speak to you
Bye,
later.
Ryan.
Bye, Ryan.
Bye.
Oh, this has been great.
That was really good.
It obviously it will have been like longer, but obviously no one's met each other yet. It's getting everyone's little there and stuff, but you very weirdly in a way
got together. Yeah,
got together. It's kind of like strangers coming together in this like panic.
no one's met us ever.
Nope.
It is a pandemic at the end, you know.
It's a little bit of pandemic, yeah. Everyone meeting in a pandemic. No, it's a nice way to get everyone together. Actually, I think, and I wasn't expecting it to be in Ryan's house. So, yeah.
If anyone hurts little Johnny, I'll kill them myself.
I'm a bit scared of being in Ryan's house right now, but
I would be tourism.
Yeah.
I want to say he's put something in my drink or food.
Some of the things that she was sending me, I was like, "Do you really want to do that?" All right.
Oh, I know I need to protect this child at all costs. I've seen 2 kids die already. I must protect this one.
Little Yanni.
Oh, he's so cute.
I was like, right at the start, I was like, okay, so I've just gotten out and now I'm being captured.
I know.
It's like, oh my god.
Does Yanni have a last name?
Nope. Yanni?
Yeah.
No. The best way I can kind of explain it is that most
slaves,
you'll find slaves
Oh dear.
don't tend to
have second names.
Okay.
Oh.
He is Yanni alone.
Yanni and Snowflake.
Yeah, Yanni and Snowflake. And no one knows.
If he accidentally says Snowflake, he can just say he's called Yanni Snowflake.
Yeah. Oh, I'll protect this sweet, sweet little angel and his friend.
I'm gonna find like a child actor picture that I want for his face, and then I'll send it to you.
I should definitely send reference pictures as well for my character.
Yeah. What are you? What race are? I don't even know what race or class. Like, I can't guess from descriptions at all.
Cook is, well, you from what visually you see, human.
Yeah, I thought it was human. That's what I said. Yeah. Don't know what. I can't guess what class he is yet. I can. I'm assuming Dora's a rogue because she's really creepy. And that's what rogues usually are.
That's weird. No.
Is she not a rogue?
No.
Is she a monk?
No.
What is she? Barbarian?
No.
Wizard? Sorcerer?
Definitely know that.
What?
No, I know what she. I know what she is. Can I say it?
Warlock.
I don't know. I don't know if we should keep it a
Warlock.
secret though.
I won't say.
I feel like Warlock might be it.
But
I can't think of the other ones.
By the way, these dice have been really good. I should say, like they've been quite good in regards to rolls.
What's inside that dice?
Yucky.
It's like moss, like dark green, like dark black.
Pretty.
Dark.
Did I ever show you these? I've got koi fish in mine.
Ooh.
Sarah, I've actually got you dice, but I've not given you yet.
Oh dear.
So
I'm showing Sarah's
you got me
all week anyway, so when you're back or whatever.
remind me to come and give you your dice because I got you dice.
I will. Emma, I've also sent you a photo of like an actual person to have like just for like a face of more of what I want Eden to look like. Obviously, more gingery and less human.
Aww.
He's the love of my life.
Who is
Have you ever watched Outer Banks?
I have, yeah.
You know JJ.
Oh yeah.
I love him so much. He's my favourite character, yeah.
That'll go well with your character, actually. I think that'll go
Yeah.
well.
He's such a sweet boy. I watched it with my friend ages ago and instantly fell in love with JJ.
Which way?
This is
This is a picture of him.
like this has exceeded expectations of like what it could like. Expectations were high anyway, but this has been so much better than like I don't know. It's just great.
Yeah, it was really.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I
And
loved it.
It was
Totally.
going to be a slow start. I did know that, but it was to give everyone the opening that he's kind of all like deserved and needed. Do you know what I mean? Give yourself each of time, and then now that he's together, there'll be more full on contact with each other.
Considering how you were saying that we've all got really like deep, dark backgrounds, and that we might struggle getting along. I think we came together really well, and
yeah, much better than I expected.
And I think
much better than I expected.
I think you did the people that met each other in those like really well.
I had a certain plan so far of how these were going to come across each other, but the rest kind of fell in after that a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think really good.
I'm glad.
In regards to those children, Ellie, I was gonna go back for that other kid, but I was like, can I risk? My dexterity isn't great, and I was like, can I risk going to get that other child?
Is Sarah gonna die in the first session? when you said you wanted to go back,
I know. Oh my god!
I was like, I can either risk myself and the child, or just the child.
So, you know,
I was like, I can't die in the first session. I can't do it. And I even afterwards, Sean even made me roll a dice just to see what I would have gotten. I would have gotten a 2 if I helped with the child. So
I rolled in that one. Not him.
Oh.
How are you going to sleep tonight?
How do you feel about now?
No, I could help the child.
That's what's fun about D&D, you know. It's about like your dice decide what's gonna happen.
Yeah. It was one of those things that like technically about 4 or 5 of the children were savable.
Yeah.
But obviously what I rolled and what everyone else did, like Ryan, if he'd spoken to the lad earlier, maybe got him to come back in, could have lived.
That's what I kind of caught on to that, because you were like really particular, like they're past the fence, and you were really like you were emphasizing about just the children being past the fence. And then when you were saying that only children were like getting taken, from my point of view, it would have been like, well, adults know about this, they're not stupid enough to go past the fence, whereas kids always want to be rebellious and will go past the fence. So they're the ones
at the beginning, Ryan, that it was very odd that they've actually like it's got that quiet in town, kids not running about and stuff. Oh, Ryan is good.
It's Leah.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So sweet. If we like, this is a question. If we do die, like depending on how early on it is it like fully game over for us, or do we make a new character? Like, how do we like? If we fully die.
If you fully die, like die, and obviously you aren't high enough level to do anything about it, you're entirely if you're happy to make a new character and come in again. I don't want anyone to feel like they can't return to the world.
No, I was curious.
You died, make a new character for next session.
No, I was prepared to have to do that. I was fully ready to be like, I might die now. I'm gonna have to make a new character. I was so ready for it to happen.
I mean, if Emma killed off my boy in the first session, I'd be making a new character because
Yanni was 100% a character that could have died.
First person.
Well, if
well, you know what?
I apologise for the Irish accent, by the way, guys.
Honestly,
really
good.
Really good.
So good.
I didn't kill him.
You did a good job.
That's not no.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
It was really good. I knew it was Irish straight away.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yes, I could have saved the child, but I was not risking my life for one child. There are other children, Sean. I was like for Yanni.
Well, I want to be with the
Love with his animals up.
You alright, buddy?
No cats for you.
Yeah, Jazz.
Yeah, no cats on it.
Yeah, no cats for
No
you.
cats, no jazz, no nothing.
He's like Jazz.
I love that no one knows.
Yours,
Who I-
Jazz.
It's Jazz on the TV.
Okay, what?
Oh.
You're noisy. You're meant to be in bed.
When's Leo playing D&D with us then?
Huh?
When's Leo playing D&D?
Lena
I don't know.
took in dice the other day for show and tell.
Oh yeah, you said. I've seen that.
So
Yeah.
cute.
Two nat 20s.
You'll have to. Are you gonna like when she like understands more? You're gonna do like a little D&D game with her because that would be so cute.
Yeah. I kind of want to get her involved. Bless her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nat 20, I think.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think she's just ready yet. She's just started playing Game of Life. She loves Game of Life.
Oh bless her.
Right, guys.
Are we all playing the game
You
of
have
life?
permission to smack your brother.
Always.
You don't need permission.
Hi. Right, I've got to get going, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Updating the Discord to have the NPCs you've met, what they look like, and what you've so far.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Right,
Yes.
thank you.
Guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.